We got 1 minute till 2 minutes, 2 hours of live.
Yeehaw.
And we're live.
Boom.
Introduce the show, brother.
Dude, this is a very, very special episode. As you can hear in the background, it sounds like there's some mischief fixing to happen in the world of Nice Guy Andy podcast and Straight Shooting B Money show right over here with Johnny Superfly Lee.
What's
in
up,
the
what's
house.
up?
We haven't been on here together for over a year. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael
We
Lynn
are
Watkins,
back!
Nick Nasty, Pinfalls and Power Chords. Dude, how much fun is it in here? I told you you'd love the
fucking
studio,
great.
right?
Oh, I dig it, man.
And then you guys
Appreciate
might be
that.
like, who have we not talked to? We have a very special guest tonight on the
I am
Pinfalls and Power Chord show, Mr. Paul Turnberg.
Thank you, Nick.
It's actually, I'm going to have to call him from now and forever,
No.
Paul 420
It's almost
Turnberg.
420.
Turn the song down real quick for me, Johnny.
I will.
We'll get the screen on here. We'll get this fucking show popping, dude. We got to say our
If this
hellos and
sticks,
stuff.
I'm gonna smack
Oh,
you.
this is going to stick, dude. This is going to be fucking beautiful. So on the way up here, we have a beautiful drive. First off, we came from Cynthiana, Kentucky to Lexington, Kentucky to the Nice Guy Andy podcast studios. And myself and Mr. Turnberg went Russell Cave Road. And if you know anything about Russell Cave Road, it's a beautiful drive. There was literally like diamonds of rainbow in the sky tonight.
They were like, yeah.
Yeah, it was unreal. The drive was amazing.
I
We
want
met-
some of the mushrooms you took before you.
It wasn't even. Yeah, I wish it was. It was beautiful, dude. It was really, really, really nice out today. The weather was great. We get to Lexington. We turn on New Circle, and then on to the right, as you guys might know, there's Purple Haze. It's
all in my brain.
yeah, and that's what he says.
That's what I said,
He's I
yeah.
love that song, and it's a prominent store. It's been a lot of different Purple Haze type
Yeah.
stores, Botany Bay.
It's been
a
in
lot of
several
stuff.
places also.
And I was like, the funny thing, we go by and I was like, Paul, that's 424 New Circle Road as well, the address. And Paul's like, what's the significance of that?
Well, I was also wondering why you would just cite the address of random buildings.
Come up to the mic just a little bit more, Paul. There we go. And yeah, just reciting the like. Look at it. He can see all the address things. But 420 he says it, and I look at it. I thought he's joking, but Paul literally is one of the few humans here, probably within
No.
1,000-mile radius.
There's 9 billion humans. I can't be the only one. There's
How
gotta be
many out
a
there?
lot.
If you're listening, first off,
There's
if,
some fuckhead in Zimbabwe that probably does.
if you guys want to call in, and be a part of the show, we're welcoming all call-ins tonight. It's 859-684-9535. Call in, talk to any of us. We're talking metal. We're talking all kinds of crazy stuff. But right now, we're talking about Paul didn't know what 420 represented. So we were coming into the thing, and I thought he was pulling my leg the whole time. And I was like, no. I was like, if you go into a place, you could be like, is this 420 friendly? Is anybody in here have any 420? Anything like that represents marijuana. And that's so crazy because I know you're not like an activist against it. And
No.
from what I know of, we've actually 420'd.
How'd
I
you shit?
couldn't
He's a
answer.
cop.
Well, I thought you were pulling my leg. I figure, and I still think maybe
Yeah, that's so
everybody in
funny.
this room is in on this.
It's
And
just
at
a
the
big
end of the
gag.
show,
It's just
you're
a
gonna
big
be
gag.
We convinced him of this shit. All right.
But from now on, if anybody out there
can look it
doesn't know
up.
what 420 means or anything like that, or knows someone that don't know it, let us know about that because this is the first time.
I don't think
in
there's
years.
anybody that knows us that doesn't know what a fucking.
That's what I was
Puff,
thinking.
puff, pass, pass.
That's what I was
if
thinking,
you don't
man.
know what 420 means, call in because I don't want to be the only one. I want there to be two, at least two.
But we got a whole lot of this is just a tip of the iceberg of what we're going to be doing here tonight on the show, talking to Paul and talking about a bunch of cool stuff. And then right here on the left side of me, man, is my sidekick, man, of Pinfalls and Power Chords. If you guys haven't checked out all of our old episodes, go look it up. All you got to do is type in Pulling my Pinfalls and leg Power out. Chords, and you'll see our motherfucking faces. Mike, how you been, man? What's been going on with you?
I'm fucking living and loving, baby.
Yeah,
Well, not
Looking
so
good.
much loving, but I'm living.
living every minute
I'm
of it.
still alive. I'm upright. Fuck it. You know?
Yeah, so I hit you up last night because I wanted to kind of go over the show and some of the stuff we were doing, and you, were
know
saying,
we don't have any kind of format.
well,
It's
you were
just
like, I'm at,
you know,
you were like, I'm at practice, and I'll hit you up at like 10. And I wasn't, we haven't talked a whole bunch over the last couple months, but I didn't know that you guys were getting back together. And it sounds like, from what I've heard, you're trying to get the music going back. What's going on with you guys right now?
Dude, I've fucking, it's sailing right now. Like, I've got my bass player from Pale Walker, Ben, still with me.
Oh, perfect.
And we picked up a new drummer, Kevin Griffith.
I must have.
Are you done, sir? Are you,
I'm
are you
just
finished?
getting stuff on the screen.
Don't let me interrupt you.
Make
please.
eye contact when I'm talking. God damn it! When I'm talking, you look me in the fucking eye, Nick. I love your bass player. Your bass player has
he's
been
fucking
there in the
cool,
pocket
man.
for you for years.
Oh, he's awesome, and he's the most reliable fucking musician I think I've ever known.
Yeah,
Like,
boom.
You know, if he
Can't
says
beat
he's
that.
going to do something, he's there. You know, he's like on it.
And you have replaced the drummer. You have a new
Yes.
drummer.
I have a new drummer.
Who's your drummer now?
Kevin Griffith.
Kevin Griffith.
He used to play with Crone. If you remember the old fucking heavy as fuck band.
What
Crone.
was his very last band though?
It was
He came and seen
fuck.
us at the Hide the Riot show with
Disaster
Pale Walker.
Corps.
Disaster Corps. That name,
yes.
that name rang a bell for me. He's a
Yes.
stand-up dude.
He's a fucking goddamn solid drummer, dude.
Didn't he have another dude that he played in a band with that? Did that just kind of dissolve up, I suppose?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's full on what we're doing now.
Well, that's awesome. So all you guys are looking for is a singer, and you
We're
actually are
looking for a
doing
singer,
auditions,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
So if you guys are out there, if you're a musician, if you're a singer, if you want to get out there and you like heavier music, look up Pale Walker and look at what they're doing. If you know someone, recommend them, because this is a solid band that will be probably playing some solid ass shows going
Oh, yeah.
into.
Dude, we're already 7 songs deep that we've got written, ready for somebody to come in and write lyrics and do vocals for.
Well, that's badass. That's good to hear. That's really good to hear.
The shit is
Badass.
flowing right now.
Because the last time it was kind of I hate to say it like this, but it was kind of the death of Pale Walker was happening.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of went through that. We lost, I think it was like over a period of time, we lost Jay Briscoe and Pale Walker all at the same time. And for like a musician in Central Kentucky that likes wrestling, that was pretty fucking tough.
Yeah, it sucked.
That was pretty rough. And then Johnny, thank you for having us in. B Money, I walked out, I was like, where's B Money? I guess he had to work a little late
Yep,
tonight,
he did.
right? So we miss him. So shout out to B Money for actually helping schedule all this and getting us all in here. But what have you been doing, Fly Guy, Superfly, Johnny Lee?
Well, you know, I've been putting together shows. I've been doing my thing to make this podcast the best that it can be.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing what Superfly John Lee always does.
Being a
Style and
superstar.
profile.
Woo!
Sporting that goddamn jacket.
That's
That's
fucking
right.
nice, dude.
That's what you've
nice
been doing.
jacket.
I'm going to steal that motherfucker.
It's
You
nice,
know?
or at least take a picture in it or
Yeah,
something,
maybe,
right?
sort of. I don't know.
So let's get
Depends on
into.
what it smells like in there. I don't know what
Oh
it's
shit!
like.
So I dropped something real quick.
You
so-
motherfucker, you.
Drop the phone.
Man, get your shit together.
So we'll get right into it here. We'll start talking about a little bit of wrestling. We're going to talk about a little WWE. A lot's been going on in the last couple weeks in WWE
pretty hot.
land. I know Mike's a huge Roman
And I was
Reigns
like the-
fan. He's a huge Roman Reigns
The
fan.
tribal chief rules all.
And he's coming back. What do you think about what's going on with this? What do you
That's
think
it.
about what's going on with this new bloodline and what's going to be kind of happening going in? Because we're going into a Royal Rumble season.
Do
Yep.
you remember the conversations we used to have about Jacob Fatu
Yes.
and how he needs to fucking be a part of the bloodline?
Yes.
And this was up to fucking 2-3 years ago. We were having this conversation.
Because he's a madman.
He's
Yeah,
a
he is.
fucking beast.
an assassin.
Yes, the assassin.
The Samoan werewolf.
Oh, he's a bad motherfucker, man. And I'm loving what they're doing with him right
Yeah.
now. You know,
Yeah.
he's great. I'm sick to fucking death of Cody Rhodes.
What?
Goddamn sick
Oh,
of
my
Cody
God.
Rhodes. Yeah, I'm fucking over it with him.
What do you think? Were you saying it
I
like
mean-
that, Johnny? What do you think Cody Rhodes to do right now?
I mean, if Cody Rhodes wants to get the people back invested,
Uh-huh.
it's one route they can go. He's already got it right here. Go heel, because
Yeah.
all he's got to do is be the heel that believes that he's babyface and just be like, why the hell y'all booing me?
Don't
I'm
hold
doing
your
everything
breath.
y'all want me to do.
Don't hold your breath. I tell you what he can do to get some fucking heat. Bring Brandy on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who told you that you
Get
could
some
talk
motherfucking-
prime time?
Like-
yeah.
Like, I don't know, man, but I think they might save the heel stuff for Cena.
Oh,
I've seen this
Cena's
last
making,
run, dude.
he's making,
Cena's not gonna go
he's
heel.
making
It's
a
his last
sneaky,
run.
he's making a sneaky last run, and I don't know what would be better with getting someone like him over if him and Cody Rhodes brought back the NWO.
oh, that's true.
What the fuck would happen then? Like,
That
what the
actually-
Bloodline going to do then?
That actually would be cool.
Like
That would
Cena
be-
does it. Cena does it. Cody comes out to be the fucking
This is fantasy
the face,
booking, guys.
Yeah, the face that everybody wants to do. But then Cody turns too,
Yeah.
and Cody and Cena are the fucking heels now, and they're fighting a fucking face. Roman Reigns, the Bloodline are the good guys.
Yeah.
Trying to
That
what?
would be wow.
What?
Yeah, everybody
That
loves
blow
the
my
underdog,
mind.
man.
Did
Everybody
Nick,
loves the
did Nick
underdog.
just blow this
Go for
fucking
it.
mind? Another thing with WWE, you know, there's so much we can touch on
Yeah.
when it comes to WWE.
What's y'all's thoughts on Dominic Mysterio?
Oh, probably the most heat getting fucking heel in the business right now.
Yep.
And I hate to say that, being an MJF fan, but he's just not been. I mean, he's been in the weeds for a while. And Dominic, I remember also saying a couple years ago, Dominic Mysterio, I don't see what they're going to do with him.
Uh-huh.
He's got good techniques, you know. He's this and that, but he's just so fucking bland. You remember me saying
Yeah,
that?
absolutely.
He's just so vanilla.
And he was
Yes,
as a
This
beginning.
is when he was tag teaming with his dad, you know, and he was just
what
like,
was he going to do?
I was like, dude, this kid has no fucking personality. He's got no goddamn nothing.
Since then, though, he has rubbed and kissed on the finest of
Since he
ass
started
in
kicking people in the nuts,
WWE.
yeah.
Yep.
He went from one crazy looking fine bitch to another crazy
Yeah.
looking fine
Yep.
bitch,
Yeah.
and has got his ass kicked every night up until then. But who? Raise your hand if you'll take an ass whooping for that ass licking.
Yes,
Yeah,
all
I think
day.
I would.
Yes,
Both of them.
and he's got that dirty Sanchez look, too.
Dude,
Yep.
he's got that Eddie Guerrero fucked my mama and
Yeah.
is my real daddy look.
He's been great. He's been the biggest surprise to me in wrestling for the last year.
Absolutely. I think his in ring could be, you know, they're not giving him really. I think he needs a real strong finish. If he had a real strong finisher that he could really slap on somebody and win those matches.
Does he even have a finisher?
Not that I know
The
of.
frog splash.
The
Yeah.
frog
Pretty
splash?
much.
Eddie
is-
Guerrero. Yeah.
Yep.
The
Well, I
classic.
guess that is, isn't it? Yeah.
The classic. What do you guys think about? I tuned in because I'm that guy that tries to show the support on the CW, NXT.
I loved it.
I have not watched
NXT made its debut on the CW and put on a 2-hour show that was pretty good.
I need to start watching it.
What do you think about the NXT and bringing in some of the TNA acts and all that kind of stuff, Johnny Lee?
I think that's a damn good step inside the right direction because for the longest time, AEW, when they remember they had the partnership with TNA, what did they do?
Nothing.
They
It was
do
kind of
nothing
boring. It was
with
kind of
TNA.
stale. It was kind of stale.
That's
Yep.
because Tony Khan's booking the shit. That's why
And
it sucks.
what did they do? They had Kenny Omega win the TNA championship. And who was it that beat Kenny Omega? It wasn't a TNA guy. No, it was a guy that was already signed to AEW.
Oh, was
Christian
it?
Cage.
Yeah, Christian Cage. Yeah.
And-
Yeah,
but
we'll have to hit on AEW later on in the show. We'll have plenty of time to talk about because that's going to be like the bitter part of the conversation.
Yeah,
You know,
when
like there's
I
so
start
much.
feeling like I need to take a shit, we'll bring up some AEW.
One thing I thought was really cool in the way that they started out the NXT show was they brought out Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Yep.
Can I be a heel for a second and say that I don't even think I know that Shawn Michaels represents DX,
Yep.
but I don't think
the OG DX.
I don't even think DX fucking took off until he was out of it.
That's true.
See,
till his
I
first part.
I was already into the DX. Man.
I thought it was corny then.
Yeah, well, everybody was sick of Shawn.
Yeah,
Is what it was.
That's what it was.
Shawn was
probably.
getting fucking like go home heat from everybody. From
The original
fans, from
DX.
everywhere. Yeah.
It wasn't that great.
But when they started doing the fucking DX thing,
Mm-hmm.
some of the shit that Shawn would do was like, I can't believe he just fucking said that.
Yeah.
You know, like he came out, like the time they made fun of Sergeant Slaughter out there on fucking
Yeah.
live TV.
Oh, when they
I was
did
like,
the,
oh my God. It was like they had never pushed the envelope like that before.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Or-
was pretty interesting when they started out.
Or when they did the Bush skit where they were saying, I will not say words such as shit, fuck, damn, balls.
Yeah.
And-
Just ran down the list. It's
Yeah.
like, beep, beep,
Good old condescending motherfuckers. So a
So
little.
I liked it. I mean, it got much better when Shawn went home and then they expanded and brought in X and
That was the
you
best
know,
version.
Yeah.
I think is all over though. When it goes to WWE, they're doing great. They're
Yep.
on they're on an
They're on
upstroke.
fire.
I think
Dude, they're selling out everywhere. They're selling
Yeah.
out fucking house shows and stuff.
I looked
Like, crazy.
into getting Royal Rumble tickets in Indianapolis. It's literally the Royal Rumble's the day before my birthday this year.
How many
Hell yeah.
fucking thousands of dollars was that going to cost you to fucking go?
Nosebleeds are $200. decent tickets for $500 or $600.
I was exaggerating, by the way. People don't like go, oh, this guy's a dumbass. He really thinks, no, motherfucker, I know how much shit costs. Fuck you. But anyway.
So real quick, go ahead and toot your horn real fast. Tell the story that you told us when you called in about you and Jim Cornette. Tell him what happened, Mike.
You mean my good friend Jim Cornette? My
God
good
damn
buddy?
it. He sure did. Like I said, I walked into the bedroom and I said, Brittany, listen to this fucking shit. I was like, if I couldn't fucking hate Mike any fucking more, check this out. And it's Jim Cornette. Tell him what happened, Mike.
Oh, it was cool, man. I've got a friend named Jason Groves, and he's a producer at Sneak Attack Studios here in Lexington. And he was working on an album with Elwood Francis, who plays with ZZ Top.
That's cool.
And it's the name of the band was fucking Tojo Yamamoto.
What a fucking name.
Awesome. You know, being a guy that grew up on Memphis wrestling, that was awesome to me.
Yeah, that's King Villain right there.
Yeah, and the album cover's got a picture of Tojo on it with the shoe and, you know, the whole deal. It's really cool.
So what does sweet-ass Mikey over here think about? I think about Jim Cornette.
Yeah, I knew when I saw it, I was like, I'm going to send one of these to Jim.
Where'd you buy it at? Where'd you buy it
I
at
got
again?
it at CD Central.
Right here in Lexington,
Yeah.
Kentucky, baby.
Love
baby.
that store. I pay the fucking light bills there. I ought to love
He's
it.
got a painting of himself in there.
I really do.
Literally. Like, we're not joking. There's a painting of Mike in the fucking store.
There is an altar to me. Sometimes people pray to.
I love
It's
that
okay.
store. You guys can check it out if you haven't.
But I had sent him stuff before. I sent him a fucking Jerry Clower album before, which,
Oh, cool.
if you don't know who that is, like, oh,
Well, he
shoot
didn't.
that thing. You know, that's Jerry Clower, the old hee-haw stand-up guy.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now.
So I found an album of his and sent it to Jim way back, and Jim sent me back a magazine with a handwritten letter and the whole deal. I
Oh,
was
thank
like,
you and
fucking-
stuff.
Oh,
And that's cool that he recognizes
it was
that.
so
when his
fucking
fans send it
cool,
in.
you know. Well, this time I sent him the Tojo record, and didn't think nothing about it. I thought he would dig it, and then I was driving down the road, and was listening to the podcast like I always do. It just dropped. I have to shout out to my good friend and buddy
Michael
down in
Lynn Watkins.
Nicholasville, Michael Lynn Watkins.
Said your full fucking name.
Yes. And how many fucking times does he do that for
Yeah.
people?
It
And
was-
my good friend, he don't call anybody his good
Exactly.
friend.
That tickled him. That tickled the fuck out of him.
Oh God, it
That
tickled my
fuck out of him.
taint.
Yeah, that's a good fucking story. I like out of them all, I like Jim Cornette a lot.
Oh, he's
man.
the best,
That's
man.
one of the
He's the
things I can go to sleep. You know, I can go to sleep listening to his fucking voice, and he don't have one of the prettiest voices to
No,
listen
it's
to at
abrasive
all.
and hilarious. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, but
One that's not.
And I don't even agree with him all the time. Like on women's wrestling, I'm actually a fan of women's
That
wrestling.
don't know
I
it, let
love
us know
women's
about that.
wrestling.
'Cause this is the first.
What's
time.
that?
You got something coming
Oh,
on the
what
What the
thing?
fuck is that?
That's all
That
good.
stupid thing.
It was Jesus talking to us through the fucking headphones.
Simmer down there.
Simmer down, pinfalls and power chords.
But I'm actually a fan of women's wrestling, whereas he shits on it quite a bit. You know.
I really liked that show, Glow.
Oh God, that
You
it
didn't
had
like that?
It had potential.
I really enjoyed it. Had me hook, line, and sinker, and I wish it would have
It
kept
got
on.
so fucking cheesy.
stale.
though.
It got stale.
Are you talking about the Netflix show or the
yeah,
old
the
Glow?
Netflix, the Netflix.
Okay, I was
yeah.
talking about the old
No,
80s, the
no.
actual Glow.
Yeah, it was the same thing. I like that. That was
I
very
forget
corny.
I'm fucking ancient.
Yeah,
I
the newer
forgot that I'm-
newer one that came out, and it's not that new. It's 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But it was a decent show. It had me. But speaking of Jim, guys, I'm gonna let you guys know something. So I've been kind of getting harassed a little bit here and there, and I like to make it public because I don't want to have to go into proving myself or anything. So when this kind of stuff comes up, I just put it out on the radio and let everyone hear it because I ain't got nothing to hide. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And there's this guy, Podcast Jim. I used to do a show with him back in the day, and I knew him. And what had happened is his mother-in-law parked a fucking Hoover, the one of them hover round things in front of the business I had, and he left it there, and I couldn't get people to come in and out, and it was there for months and months, and I had to get it towed. Well, when I got it towed, he lied and said that I had it sold to somebody instead of getting it towed, and then now I owe him money, and that was like a big reflection. And now his mother-in-law actually passed away, and he was telling people that I fucking said that he killed her and threw her out a window, and it all happened from getting the fucking thing towed. So he wrote me in just the other day.
How about
So-
escalation?
so I'm going to update everybody on this one, and
wanna
then
hear this.
he sent me another one today, actually, that I haven't listened to yet. But this guy, he sent this to me last week, so I want you guys to listen to it so everyone at home and you guys can be updated to this.
That's right.
Yeah, it's Podcast Jim. Y'all think you got a good podcast here? Well, I tell you, I done been in a podcast business 25 years. Yeah, all I know is y'all was getting 4 or 5 views on Facebook before I come around. I was getting 15, 25, 30 views. I made this damn podcast. Now y'all out here talking trash. That time, you some bitch. Just because you got a 14-inch ding dong don't mean you can have my rascal scooter towed. All right, I inherited that electric scooter from my meemaw. And you done told Charlene I killed her. Now, I didn't throw my meemaw in the fucking window. I'm going to sue your ass, Goldface Records. Y'all just going to have to hear from my lawyer.
And he wrote that, and actually later on in the show, the lawyer called in and told me that I was being served a cease and assist from harassing Podcast Jim. So I haven't contacted him at all, but he sent me this today. He sent me another message.
Yeah, it's Podcast Jim. Y'all think you got a good podcast here?
Oh, that's
the same one.
That's the same one.
Sorry.
Yeah, Podcast Jim again. Look, I need to say that I'm sorry, all right? Now, I done talked to a few people, and everybody's letting me know that you did not tell Charlene. Even Charlene told me that you never said that I pushed my meemaw out no fucking window. Now, that's fine, but that rascal scooter, it was only over there for 6 months. I said I was going to come get it November. You done had it towed off, and I don't appreciate that you not acknowledging the fact that I invented podcast. All right, some bitch. Now, y'all got your Skullface Records. You got your Nice Guy Andy.
I say Nice Guy Andy now.
Fine. But I got a brand new podcast coming out. It's called The Shiny Beavers. All right?
Shiny Beavers?
Right here is my co-host, Carl Toothless.
Who?
Hey, Carl, come over here real quick. Hey, how's it going? Just want to let you know that Nice Guy Andy podcast is going down. It's all going to be Shiny Beavers from here on out. And, we got a good lawyer. You done heard from
Fucking
him.
world.
We're going to set this on fire. Yeah, well, look, you can either reimburse me for my rascal scooter, or me and Carl are going to take it down.
Dang, and he hung up on me, I guess.
Oh,
Would
what
you
damn
be-
scooter.
Would you be too upset if I reached out and tried to book that motherfucker to come on this show?
Dude, well, I need to let
I gotta talk to this guy.
I need to let Podcast Jim know that I'm not liable for the rascal scooter. Like I said, it was parked in front of a place it shouldn't have been. I had it towed legally. And if
But
his
he
lawyer,
only left it there for 6 months.
if his lawyer wants to call in, the number's 859-684-9535. And if anybody else there has any information about Podcast Jim or anything, it's just the weirdest thing, man. This thing just keeps escalating week after week, and I don't know, man. It's just kind of like I said, it's just something that's just kind of irking me. It's on the back of my
Sound like you
back
ought
of
to
my
watch
neck.
that son bitch.
Yeah,
Over a scooter.
Gonna get me. He says he's gonna get me.
He gonna get you.
Gonna get me. Him and
Hey,
Carl,
Carl,
Carl Jr.'s?
That's it, Carl.
That's fucking Rowley's or Hardy's.
We're
That's
taking
fucking
over.
Hardy's.
Yep.
Carl's Jr.
Shiny Beavers.
Yes, I love it.
If you can, we're going to start up with the first segment. Can you cue up this video up here?
Yep. Right down there.
How fucking great was that? That was cool. That's very. I'm sorry you're going through all the legal shit.
It's fucking
but
ridiculous.
Myself, I was fucking thoroughly entertained.
That's the reason I wanted to put it out. That's the reason I wanted to put it out there, man. This first one is the thumbs up, thumbs down. Like I said, if everybody don't know out there, at the end of the show, towards the end, we're going to do a battle of the bands where we put together two bands and we judge them and all that good stuff. So this is one of the bands that's actually going to try to make the cut. This is a thumbs up, thumbs down. This band is called Devil's Cut, and the song's called Welcome to Kentucky. These guys are out of Kentucky.
What's up, Eric Leviathan?
Welcome to Kentucky.
I mean, I like the rhythm and all that kind of stuff, but this is looking kind of corny to me.
It's like a country video with.
I'm just
riffs.
having to keep it real.
I like parts of the video, to be honest with you, Nick.
Well, you're liking the women, right?
really like
I want us all to keep it 100% real.
That's the only part that's good is
Yeah.
the women.
If you guys are checking this out, like I said, this is Devil's Cut. Welcome to Kentucky. They're drinking Jim Beam. They're partying. They got titty bitches. You know, this dude's wearing fucking boots and stuff, singing like. I can't really say this is metal. This is hard rock, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like, it's a fun song. Like, if you come
Yeah.
into the bar, like, you know.
I could see grooving to these guys.
I'm not going to blow kisses to it.
No.
It's
no.
tight, though. I mean, if you listen to it.
I like some of the riffs.
I
I,
mean,
I like the idea of what they're doing.
The
you
riffage
know?
is very disturbed, very chunky, you know.
I like that they're
The only
trying to
good thing is
represent.
about the hot women.
I like they're trying to represent
Yeah,
Kentucky.
Eric said 3-Day Grace vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Without
yeah.
the vocalist.
Yeah.
I think the vocalist could really step it up and make this a heavier sound, you know. It looks like
Yeah,
he's trying to be
he's-
kind of cool.
Yeah, he's real vanilla. I
Do you
think.
think he bought those pants with no knees in them, or did he cut those out from being out in the mud?
He's trying to be
bash out,
edgy.
mate.
Being out in the mud.
That's it.
Oh, look, Titty's on that picture.
Those are some big old titties on him.
Hey, that's true.
Man, just.
The man
I like
tits.
this breakdown.
I don't know.
They got a
Uh-oh.
nice
Are
tone.
they about to get
too.
harder?
Their guitars sound pretty decent, man.
The
Like-
the bass, drum, and guitar isn't bad. Like I said, that singer just kind of, he's a gimmick.
I do like the hardness.
That's rad. Can't completely hate on it.
that shit
Eric
right
Bob
there,
said
though.
maybe
Whoa,
he's on his
whoa,
knees a
that-
lot.
That shit needs to go.
Yeah, needs to go.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa.
Go, whoa, whoa. Yeah,
that
fuck
needs to go.
That's lame.
No Name Town and a bottle of Jack.
I can't rag on the band, dude. I mean, they sound all right.
I can't either.
It's-
And this, like, if I went home and there was like a MTV nowadays, and you
Yeah.
slapped it on there, and this was playing, it would make sense to me, you know, that this would be what would be playing.
They need to go more to that and less to the whoa, whoa. Leave
All
that
right,
shit
so
alone.
we just
you know?
listened to Devil's Cut, and if you guys are listening at home and you want to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, it could actually get them over or under, you know, being a part of the show later on. I'm gonna have to go to Paul first because I know he was staring at the booblies and the buttocks, so he liked the video a whole lot. What do you say, man? Do you give it a thumbs up or do you give it a thumbs down, Paul Turnberg?
I'll say what I say first. Didn't think about that. They didn't have a real technical lead.
Make sure you talk right into the mic, Paul.
They didn't have a real technical lead, but the tightness and
Rhythm
the sound
section.
of the rock was really good. So that kind of made it melodically good. The video, I was never a big fan of just straight cut videos of the band playing. They could have used more special effects or something like that. So that didn't really cut it for me. The singer was good. He held his notes. Didn't even catch the lyrics though.
Yeah, I heard whiskey in my hand.
Well, we were all running our fucking mouth.
We were running our dick suckers the whole time.
So I guess I would say thumbs down, knowing the competitors that they're playing against. But it's a good song all in all.
Yeah, so you're basically saying, hey, you know what? Giving them a thumbs up with being in a battle of the bands on pinfalls and power chords is not going to look good for them. They're going to lose
I
that.
think they're going to lose to a couple of their competitors. Yeah.
What about you, Johnny Lee?
I'd have to agree. Thumbs down. Because
2 thumbs down. Wow.
Even though it's good, I feel like if you put them up against the competition that's coming up later.
And they're not going to win.
short.
They got to bring something a little bit more, huh? Before I go to Mike, I'm going to go ahead, man, and it's corny. It was corny to me.
You just tell it like it is, huh?
Yeah, it was just corny, man. The video was mainstream. The singer looked like he was fucking made to do that. Like they came in with that outfit. Like, what am I going to wear today, guys? Well, here's your pants and your shirt.
Here's your
Here's your bottle of Jim Beam. You know, make sure you say that. Good song. Rhythm section solid as fuck. If I could have that rhythm section behind me, I would take that all day long.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a big thumbs down for me too, man. What about you, Mike?
I'm torn on this one. I'm gonna be honest because I would not listen to this shit personally because it is too cookie cutter and too fucking vanilla.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea they're trying to represent Kentucky as
very much,
as
very
more
much.
than just shit kicker heaven. You
Very
know what
much.
I'm saying? Like they're not coming out there with fucking banjos and half their teeth.
But where are they plugging the amps at? I was wondering where the generator was.
Well, it's
Because
over,
they're out on a boat.
it's
They're out
over
on a
yonder.
boat. They're out on a
Behind the
boat.
hay bale.
Where's
Yeah.
the generator at where they're making all this
It's
metal?
over fucking yonder. That's where it is.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to give? Regardless
God
if
damn it,
you do
I
or not,
don't know.
unless there's 3 votes out there that hits us up right now and gives 3 thumbs up, that's the only way that your thumbs up would even matter.
Yeah, because I'm torn on it, honestly. And I don't have a problem shitting on things, right?
Yeah.
The singer didn't do it for me. The fucking
Especially women for the right price.
Shit alone gives me a thumbs
very
down.
lame, very lame.
So I'm going to go thumbs down on it
So
just
good
for
song.
that.
If you guys want to go check them out, like I said, they're called Devil's Cut, but they are not. They did not make the pinfalls and power chords cut.
Yeah. I do want to hear some of their other shit, though, just because I'm curious. But, the N-Boy, the Backstreet Boy fucking chorus there just
It
didn't
didn't
cut
need
it
to
for
be
me.
there.
Yeah, it was
I
awful.
would like to hear that song with a bridge that varies a lot from the rest of it. That's what it's missing is diversity. It just is straight through.
Yep. It was pretty boring, man. Well, that was-
Had potential.
Eric Leviathan also says 3 thumbs down.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
so-
tried too hard to be too commercial, and I think that's what killed it.
Yep. That whoa didn't need to be there.
Yeah, that shit was just fucking awful. When I heard that was like Cringe City right there.
Yeah, it threw off the entire thing that they were trying to make a point about.
So if you guys want to call in or you guys want to be a part of the show, call in at 859-684-9535 and be a part of the show. Talk about a little music. If you have a metal band or you know of a metal band that we should be listening to that's not too mainstream, we don't. If it's got 100,000 views, we don't need to be the ones that give it 1 or 2 extra views. But if you know some local bands or something that hasn't been listened to a lot and probably needs some ears on it, send it in, and we would love to listen to stuff like that and have that on different style of wrestle talk, because I'm going to talk about Mr. Paul Turnberg. Name the city real quick into the mic that you grew up in before you came up here to Kentucky.
Born in Memphis, grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Woo! It makes everybody make that Ric Flair sound.
Oh, yeah.
So we were doing a show. He was doing the Live with Nick Nasty show with me. And we started talking about that. And you started talking about some local wrestlers that grew up in your area and that you went to some shows in that area. Can you kind of hit on that a little bit and just kind of name drop some of these talents and maybe the years, close to the year that this was going on?
You're going to ask me about time? Oh, my God, man. I have no
Close if we
clue.
can.
I graduated in 84, had a paper route, worked my ass off. I knew everybody everywhere because I drove by every house and delivered their papers. So Ric Flair, he worked out in his garage as a kid. Every day was lifting weights. I've told people that man earned every muscle he has, dude. He didn't like.
So you witnessed that, huh?
Yeah, over time.
Turn that mic towards you where you're talking into the top of it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so every day he was out there working out and hearing it all.
Did that motivate you?
That's all he did.
Did you see the big hog hanging out?
Yeah,
was
I saw his muscles develop over the years, man. I was like, holy fuck.
He saw it all.
He was a built kid. I mean, when he was a teenager, he was built.
So would your father take you to the local
every
shows?
weekend, dude. Every weekend, I got to see Ric Flair, woohoo,
Do you
Wahoo
remember-
McDaniel, Blackjack Mulligan, all the guys, man. Cage matches and everything. It was fun.
Just big bloody cage matches.
They would get real blood on them. I guess they sometimes stage things, but in the cage matches I saw, they were dragging each other down this cage.
The
You'd
blood
see
is real.
Blood come up on the face. Like, wow, that's so cool. As a kid, it's just great.
Besides some of the actual wrestling and wrestlers, Can you remember any things that stick out to you about the places that you were seeing the wrestling shows at? Like the atmosphere, the other fans, the concessions, the tickets stubs, the flyers, anything like that? Do you remember anything like that coming with the show?
I don't think they were folding chairs. Like nowadays, you go to wrestling shows and they're all folding chairs. Back then, they were. It seems like it was a bigger deal. Like they were held in places where there was more permanency or sense of permanency. The tickets were, I don't know, it was big coliseums. And it was different, a lot looser. Nowadays, they got dogs and you're checking in and all this shit turnstiles. And back then, you just walk in and have a good time. So. I think it was just more a loose, fun experience back then.
I feel like I missed like my earliest wrestling experience. If I can remember my first wrestling experience, I was playing T-ball. I was on the Pirates, and our T-ball team won the little championship, and all the parents got together and took us to a Rupp Arena show.
Yeah, that was a good place.
And on that Rupp Arena show, the main event was Hulk Hogan versus Jerry the King Lawler.
Hulk's big.
And that's what
Lawler
what I
was like at home at Rupp too. I mean,
it was unreal. It was good guy.
The Memphis King versus the Hero.
Yeah, I
fucking hate Hulk Hogan. I'm just going.
I've never been a Hulkamaniac.
I never was either. I thought that fake bastard was fake when he was doing the yellow and red.
Can you remember your first show?
God, not really.
Can you remember your first show, Johnny Lee?
Yes, I can actually. Well, I got into wrestling watching the WWF on TV.
Sure.
And then I finally got to go to the show in 1998, December of 1998. It was the show before In Your House, Buried Alive. I watched as Hawk got pushed off the Titantron.
What? You were there?
And I also saw Undertaker walk down to that entranceway with the shovel and bash Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That was your first show?
Yep, that was my first live show.
I do remember my first WWE show.
Oh, okay. All right, let's go.
My first WWE show was also In Your House. It was at Louisville Gardens.
Oh, wow.
And the main event was Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker. Bret Hart was there. The most significant thing about that show was that it was Brian Pillman's last match.
Oh, wow.
It was Brian Pillman versus Goldust, and Pillman took off with Marlena at the end of the match.
That was the
He
pay-per-view.
threw her on his shoulder and fucking took off.
Yeah, that was the pay-per-view before the Bad Blood pay-per-view.
And that was when first time I saw Stone Cold, too. He came out and he fucking stunned JR. And the whole crowd went nuts, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
Dude,
he just stunned an old man out of it. Like, everybody's cheering. But I hadn't watched wrestling in years, you know.
That's a great show, though.
It was like I was being reintroduced because my brother was still keeping up with it, and he bought his tickets, so I took him up there and went. First time I'd seen wrestling in years. So I didn't know anything about a Stone Cold Steve Austin. I remembered stunning Steve Austin.
Yeah.
But it was like
Blondes.
they were two different motherfuckers, man.
Totally different.
A whole different, you know. But that was a hell of a show.
So let's start bitching about it. AEW.
Oh,
Yep.
fuck.
Where do you start?
The booking.
Yes,
booking
the bad
is
booking.
Shit. It's fucking garbage, and it's just getting worse.
Yep.
How the fuck does this guy not learn anything?
They
Like
try
nothing.
to put together these like Clash of the Champion style events on their weekly show, and it just completely dissolves any excitement going into the pay-per-views. It overshadows so much by doing these classic matches instead of doing some kind of build to these things,
A
man.
fucking angle?
And they drop storylines, too.
You think-
Storylines get made, and they get dropped immediately.
They don't even go to the next fucking week.
You know,
And what about Wardlow and Powerhouse
Yeah,
Hobbs?
where the hell
Got built up to be
Gone.
the next best thing. And what happened? Both of them squash each other. And now,
Gone.
where they at?
Both of them are gone. And
Yep.
both of them could have been two of the biggest fucking stars in the company.
Exactly.
Tony Khan's so anti.
Miro, he dropped the fucking ball with Miro.
Yep.
Yep.
And what about the House of Black? They've
Yes.
not done anything of significance besides win the trios
And they're
title.
All three of them
Unbelievable.
guys are fucking amazing.
Unbelievable. They're the
Yes.
they could be the modern day Legion of Doom
Yes.
with like a fucking Chuck Norris leading them.
Yep. And
Like,
one of them
what the
can win.
fuck?
And one of them can hold the AEW championship. But
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
guess what? Neither of them been allowed to go after that title.
It's
They
ridiculous.
should have been the faction in that company
They
all
should
this
have.
time. What the fuck is it with the elites? Are you fucking kidding me? The little
I know,
young,
right?
the little young cucks.
It's so
fucking-
hard
it's
to
horrible.
fathom it being
someone's trying to call in.
being an actual wrestling fan
Yeah.
and having to try to deal with that kind
Watching
of stuff.
Orange Cassidy
Yeah.
beat everybody in the company, like fuck you.
Do we got a call in, Johnny Lee?
Yeah, but I have to call them back because they hung up.
It went from me just not liking it to actually being fucking angry.
Me too.
Now I'm to the point I can't even watch it anymore.
All right, so we had a call. We got to see who this call in is.
Hello.
Hello?
Oh, not this
Hi.
guy.
Yeah, you're on the. This is the pinfalls and power chords on the Nice Guy Andy Network. Who are we speaking with?
This is Attorney Daryl Isaacs, the heavy hitter.
So again, like nothing against you,
Hey,
heavy
well,
hitter.
I have nothing. I have good news. I don't know if you heard from Podcast Jim or not, but he said I'd be giving you a call.
Yes, we actually did. I actually did discuss Podcast Jim's voicemails that he sent me, and what do you have? What do you have going on, Hammer?
Well, what I got going on is this. Okay, we're going to offer you a settlement. Okay, we're going to drop the libel because apparently this Charlene was never told by you that you, pushed his Meemaw out a fucking window.
No, that's ridiculous.
He said that you never said that was a false
Of
accusation.
course
He
I
made his
didn't.
apologies. But the rascal scooter is still gone. Now it's only there for 6 months.
Well,
And that belongs to his Meemaw. Well, here's the settlement. Let me tell you the offer, and you can say yay or nay.
Yay.
That wasn't me. That was,
If you would agree to give Podcast Jim and his co-host Carl Toothless 300 pounds of strip metal copper wire in the bag of net, he'll drop the case.
where am I supposed to get 300 pounds of copper net fucking wire?
Well, there's transformers, there's catalytic converters,
What?
there's old lamps.
Wait. You're trying to tell
Attorney
him to
Daryl Isaacs
steal?
doesn't know personally, but
Okay, well, check this out. Hammer, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say it one time. I had nothing to do with the Meemaw. The scooter had to be moved. I did it legal as I could. I'm sticking by my guns. I'm sick of this harassment. You can tell Podcast John or Podcast podcast whoever the fuck in Beaver, Shiny Beaver Studios or whoever the fuck it is, that they can take 300 pounds of copper wire, shove it up their anus hose, and whatever happens out there, I'm not liable for that. Okay, do you hear me, Hammer?
I understand. I'll just have to see you in court.
All right, we're
See you
gonna
down at Lexington.
Make sure you
All right,
go
bye.
and butt fuck your face there, Hammer.
yeah, but hang up on him.
Hey,
we have
Nick.
no
Yep,
time
I
for
did.
this.
Nick, you could probably get all that copper from the trailer park where he lived at.
We probably could check it out where he's fucking from. Podcast Jim, you guys quit harassing me. This is the second show in a row that I've been called by a lawyer, the heavy hitter Daryl Isaacs.
We're going to have to call Stephen P. News.
And he,
Stephen
yeah,
P. News.
yep, gotta
Call
get Stephen P. News.
Stephen
P.
News.
Gotta be Steven,
He'll
gotta
sue the
be
rest.
Steven, gotta be Steven.
They don't know that we're with Jim Cornette's really good friend, Michael
Yeah,
Lynn
that's
Watkins.
right.
That's right.
That's what they're missing.
That's right. He'll do anything for his very good friend, Michael Lynn Watkins.
But yeah, okay. So what's the positive? Let's all try to say something positive. I know Paul don't watch AEW very much, but we do. Let's all say one positive thing about AEW, and then we'll move on.
All right.
Julie
The
Hart.
roster.
The roster,
Yeah, the roster's all right.
They just don't use it.
the roster,
Yeah, that's true.
Banging.
They just don't use it.
The roster is banging, dude.
They use the worst of the roster and don't do shit with the best of them.
That's
I
true.
like their usage of legends.
Me too.
You know, for the most part, besides maybe Big Show and Henry, I feel like they could have did something a little bit extra with that.
Well, they didn't do shit with Tully either.
Yeah, they really let Tully down.
They dropped the ball.
Arn fell off the stage.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
It was bad.
That was so sad.
It was really awful.
I feel like AEW is a fun, like if you could just put everything in a video game and sort it out yourself that you want to do it. But
You'd be
other than
It's
that,
just gotten to where it's unwatchable.
I'd have
And I
to
hate it because I was really rooting for this company to do good.
We're actually going to take a quick break. Me and Mike are. We're going to go outside, and he was going to interview you and have you talk about some of your music and what's going on, and then we could actually pull up one of your videos that we released on the Skullface page and play with them while we're out. And we're just going to take 10 minutes and get back. And then we'll be right back, and we're going to talk about a whole bunch of other stuff. We got a couple more thumbs up, but I just realized what time it was, so it's about that time for me to take my little smoke break, and we'll be right back. I will be right back in like 10 minutes.
Woo-ha.
Looks like we don't.
That's
get a break.
right.
Hey. Get that ready. When we come back.
Is you ain't my baby.
That's right. So
what do we do, Mike?
let me just get down to it. Tell us a little bit about you and the kind of music that you were making.
I grew up in the 80s rock. Get a lot of my influence from blues, and I don't even know where I got my sound. I guess you never do. But I work at home and play when I'm not working, and I sleep, and that's about it. I was about as good as I am now when I was 18, and I quit playing for 30 years, picked it back up 2 years ago, so everything I have on YouTube and Spotify out there, I've released and played in the last 2 years, so it took a while to catch back up.
Yeah.
I'll probably release an album maybe in a couple months.
That sounds hell of a time. I mean, what made you want to pick up music?
I've always loved music. I just quit when I got married, had kids, other stuff got in the way, man.
Hell yeah. That's what it's all about, because, think about it. That's what a lot of us were all about, was trying to get into music.
I play the guitar, the bass, I sing, do the keyboard. I got drums, but they're kind of noisy, so I'll leave them in the attic.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you play, man?
Me?
Do you do more into talk show?
Yeah, I'm more of in talk show, but I did used to play guitar. It's hard to learn, though, because you got to figure out how to do everything with arthritis out your hands. It's kind of hard.
It is.
And you have to learn how to do it. You got to learn what notes they are. You got to learn how to put it together. Because a lot of people don't understand. To make music, you got to understand what notes need to be played, what chords need to be used. And if you're going to play piano, you got to know what keys to play. And that's the complexity of music.
You know what's weird, right? You studied, I took music in college. I taught music theory, harmonic composition, things like that. And over the years, you figure out that every note in every scale is somehow related to the scale in some way, in some Phrygian Dorian mode, something, or some derivation. So the more you play, you just get used to what it sounds like, and the scales almost don't matter anymore. But
yeah. And it's like it blows your mind as you realize that. And that's what's all about. It's the same thing with wrestling. I mean, the blood is real.
Yeah.
It's always been real. People don't understand. They're not staging that. When they bleed, they bleed.
Now, my dad, he always got tickets, so I was sitting on the edge of the seats when the guys walked by, and they were bigger than life, man. When you're young, those big old dudes walk by, they're just...
But when you're in AEW, they're not as big as that.
I don't even know the difference, man. Back then it was MGA, MBAA, something like that. I don't even know what the new ones are.
Like, the new ones are like Brody King. He's tall. And there was Big Bill, or otherwise known as Cass from WWE, but now he's in AEW. He's Big Bill. He stands 7 foot tall, just like Big Show.
Holy shit.
And Enzo Amore used to call him his 7 foot tall G thing, which he is.
Does he have a growth thing where he keeps growing? Like Andre at 7 feet?
Yeah, same thing with Big Show. Big Show had the same thing, but he got his fixed. He got his corrected before it could get out of hand. That helped him out a lot because he would have been down the same path as Andre Giant if he had done that. It's just that Andre Giant, his was too late, too little. And we ended up losing him in 1993. But according to Hulk Hogan, he died right after that body slam he gave him in 1987. He said that broke his back, and also that Andre died just a day after that loss.
No shit.
Truth is, Andre died in 1993. He got to live just another couple of years after that match.
Yeah, I can't believe that match killed him. No way.
I know, right? And somehow his ghost was just walking around and ended up doing a lot more after that.
So what song did Nick cue up for us that I played?
Well,
Or did he have one?
he might have something. I don't know yet. I mean, we got the list here. We got everything. If we are going to be hearing one of your songs, it's going to be a part of this. But I do know that we got something secret that's going to be playing here soon for a certain someone.
Yeah, you can't tell him about it, though.
Yep. But you know, it's coming. And that's the fun thing about it. Because you're hearing all these tunes, and we're going to find out who's going to make it. I mean, the first band did not have a thumbs up. I mean, they came in with, I wouldn't even call it confidence because they switched up on you. I mean, they're writing, their music video looked good because of women. But everything else, they had a boy band move by doing a whoa at the end. Who does that? I'll tell you who. Someone that has not learned how to make lyrics to end the song. And they're like, fuck it, I'll just go with a little harmonious woo sound.
You know what? It kind of kills me because they're actually a really tight band. They're actually a good band.
Yeah.
I think the singers, I think all the musicians
Yeah.
in the band are good. They were spot on, but they got to have a variation. They can't just play all the way through something that sounds the same without the variation. Yeah, the kind of click will get you too. But
Yeah, because they had a good thing going, but the music video, I mean, I get what they're trying to do with the music video. They're trying to combine everything Kentucky into it. The hot girls, the beer, the Jack Daniels, the boats, the Kentucky River. But it falls flat because, yeah, you got that, but it doesn't look like a music video. It looks like you just got someone filming y'all doing a house party on the boat. And then you get to that ending part, and you realize he sung all the lyrics, but he may have forgot to add something a little bit more snazzier to end the song.
and most people in Kentucky don't have a boat.
Yeah.
I mean, half of them don't even have cars.
That's right.
They're missing the old beat up house by the hay bales out in the farm, man.
And a lot of them, they ain't got those yachts because we can't afford yachts.
That's right.
Yachts are for the rich people.
Yeah, I looked up a yacht on the internet and it was like $1 million. I'm like, well, maybe next weekend.
Yeah,
No,
and then next
there's no
weekend
way.
it's even more outrageous.
Oh yeah, it'll be too by next weekend.
Yeah, because Kentucky ain't like that. Kentucky, we're all about our alcohol, fishing, hot girls, steak, horses, especially the Derby.
Guns,
Yep,
hunting,
guns.
rifles. We were talking earlier about like the old bands versus the new. Like the old bands were, I just thought there were more quality old bands in the 80s. And some people I think in the 90s still think that. What about in the now 2024 in your generation? Do you still think a lot of the old bands are better than a lot of the current new bands?
Exactly. I think that the old bands are a lot better than today's music. I've always thought this. Ever since we hit the 2010s, I've thought to myself, where did music go? Because when I listen to any of these new bands, I'm like, what are y'all doing? Where's the music? Why does this suck?
I've been listening to like Korn, Disturbed, Slipknot, Metallica still going strong. Even Evanescence is a newer band, but
But it has the classic feel of the old school.
they're just talented. I mean, in my mind, they're talented.
Yeah, they are. Like them and Lacuna Coil, because I'll have to say Lacuna Coil also has that essence that makes you want to listen to them because they're talented. But then you get to these new bands, and where's the talent?
I'm just sitting here trying to think of to myself what other new bands are there that are good, and I really can't name, a dozen off the top of my head that I know of. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm old and don't listen to them. I don't know.
One of the good ones is Linkin Park. when they
Linkin
had
Park's good. I
Chester
like them.
Bennington.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, now they got a new singer, and I think that she's all right too because I listened to her Emptiest Machine. I was like, they did a great job finding this woman and making her a part of the band because she brings what Chester Bennington would have been proud of because she brings her own style, but at the same time, is bringing his style at the same time to the forefront. And when you listen to it, you feel like, yeah, this is a good looking part. But she got a lot of hate too because people, they don't like the idea of something new.
Yeah, nobody likes the singer to change. I mean, like Dio,
Yep.
Dio, awesome singer. I loved his old Black Sabbath album, but he replaced Ozzy in the band, and nobody liked the replacement. But he was a great singer, but nobody likes that.
And it's like today's AC/DC.
Yeah,
They're fronted by Guns N' Roses singer Axl Rose.
Yeah.
Instead of their singer that they've had. But that's because their singer had to retire. Because he was going deaf inside his ear and other things. So Guns N' Roses stepped in and he started singing for him.
How's that
Nobody
going?
Nobody
like it. Yeah.
I mean, it's hit or miss.
Well, people don't like to change. That's what I'm saying. Nobody
Yeah,
likes to see
nobody
someone replaced.
likes that change.
They didn't like when Randy Rhoads was replaced back then. They don't like it.
Nope, because
you can't replace him.
You can't.
That's all there is to it.
I mean, just like 3 Days Grace, they tried to replace Adam McGraw with this new guy from Al Crane Trio. Matt was his name. Tried to change it up, tried to switch it up, brought him in. He was their singer. Adam was out. And it just didn't work. Nobody liked it.
Didn't work.
They still don't like it. I mean, there's some that like it, but there's a lot of people that agree, I don't like the new 3 Days Grace. But then Adam comes back. People will love that. That's like a Blink-182. Tom DeLonge left Blink-182, and it just became the drummer Travis and the other singer, and that was all that you had. But people start hating on them too. They're like, "Oh, these guys suck." Even though they heard these guys singing before, they hate it because Tom was gone.
Hey, hide that so we can't see it.
Everything come out okay, Nick?
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what do you think about the AI stuff? How long do you think we have in the music industry before AI starts creeping in?
Is that what you guys are talking about, AI?
No, I just brought it up.
Okay.
I'm saying, okay,
Yep.
how long?
Yes, now
and
talking
Nick,
about
you can join in the question. How long do you think we have before the AI industry creeps into real music undetectably?
Well, I'm going to let you know that I know someone personally who is a songwriter, and he is probably for, what is this, since 2020, 2019, 5 years wanted to try to make a band, and he wrote a song, and he wanted to produce the song, but he wasn't musically capable of playing the guitar, making the bass, doing the drums like some people can.
Yeah.
Right.
He sent his song to me.
Boo.
And I listened to it. I knew the lyrics. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. Who did you get to play it, or where did you record it at? He says, that's AI.
Damn.
Did it sound good?
That's Island Iverson? What do you mean, Island Iverson? It sound
420.
It sound great. It sound like a professional CMT country music song.
Of course. See, that bums me out though that it sounded good.
It wasn't industry, but it was perfect. It was radio friendly, radio ready. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
Like, what do you think about the AI? What's your side on it? I'm gonna try to find this
You
AI
know-
and
you
let you
know
know.
my
Let's
side,
hear it.
man.
They don't though. Tell the world about it.
The AI industry ruined the livelihood of hundreds of thousands of artists, people that draw commercials, art for commercials, radio covers, you name it, advertising. So it kind of took it over and really, in my mind, ruined a lot of people's lives. And I think it's going to do the same thing for music and every form of creativity that humans currently produce, like writing. Within the next 20 years, AI will be doing it all, and you will have no outlet and no monetary income from creativity.
And that's awful, right?
It is.
Like,
Yeah, it sucks.
what do you think about AI, Mike?
I think it's a load of shit.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, just to begin with, right? But I mean, he's right though. I mean, you could type in to an AI generator, I want to hear a bluegrass death metal song about Satan eating fried chicken.
Yeah. And that's and then they can
5
program
minutes,
it.
They're going to shit out a song.
Well, I know a cocksucker, and I'm not going to say his fucking name right off top, but some people that know this would know this, because to me, the creative, putting the pen to the paper, writing it, that's the process of art that starts with music. Yes. It starts with taking that time to have an idea and you put it through your body to the paper. That is a process. Every song that you see that I've wrote in the last 13 years of me doing music, I still have the paper that I wrote it on, and I have it all together in one big fucking thing that I'll keep as long as I'm alive, because I feel like that's my special shit.
I've got that too. It's like a stack.
That I mix this fucking shit. I go through fucking 30 notebooks a year. Like, I fucking run these right here, dude. I run through these bitches, dude, because I love writing. And for some motherfucker to be able to be like, hey, everybody, I wrote everybody in here a custom card to specify how much I like you for the last year. And as I write it, I give it to you like I wrote it just for you, Mike, and I wrote it just for you, Paul, and just for you, Johnny. But realistically, I got on an AI app, and I said, metal, Mike, metal stuff, titties, rock and roll, poem. And it wrote it. And then when you give it to them, when they're making this fake music, I feel like you can't copyright it and you can't say that it's your own, because it's not your own.
You didn't sit and play the shit.
You didn't write it. You didn't make it. I don't care if you downloaded the app and gave the app the idea.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That don't count.
Oh, it's true.
So that's how I feel when it comes to the AI shit, man. It's like, you can do it. You can make your fucking songs. You can do all your stuff, your beats or however, your pictures with it or whatever, but you don't get any. You can't keep it.
I run a tale by you. I heard from somebody.
Let's hear it.
He tells me that his favorite rapper passed away. But then, over time, in the last 6 months or so, they've been releasing a lot of music that they claim was recorded before he died and never released. And the person that told me this says when you listen to it, it doesn't really sound like him. He says he thinks AI is being used to produce music and put on, streamed.
And that's weak as fuck.
Yeah, streamed as music that was never published by this guy.
That's weak as fuck.
And that's probably going to happen a lot. I mean, they're going to fucking Milli Vanilli this AI shit. And for all you children out there, Milli Vanilli.
You know it's true.
Google it, you fucks. You'll learn all about what I mean by Milli Vanilli.
Lots of lip syncing.
A lot of fake ass shit.
I have a cassette tape of Milli Vanilli at home, sitting up just because of the fun of it. You guys,
recently I come across a vocalist coach. His shit was all AI, and anytime someone's called him out, he gets all butthurt, and he tries to hide the comments, delete them.
What a bitch.
And because they be called out.
Fuck that vocal quote. Right here, Nick Himes says, fuck that vocal quote.
Yeah, and I'll show you who he is, too.
So we got a cool segment right now, and it's called Album of the Week. Album of the Week. Album of the Week. So, Mike Watkins, we're going to ask you, this week, when you're home after you've had a long day of working, out there making all the ladies lust after you, making that hard-earned money only the way Michael Lynn Watkins can. When you're putting on your album and you kicked your socks off, what is your album of the week?
I got to look up the title of the album because it's hard to remember these goddamn metal album titles. But the band is Blood Incantation.
Blood Incantation. Can you spell that? Can you use it in a sentence?
Yes.
Yes.
For 20 points.
I had a blood incantation come out of my asshole.
That's a good one.
That was a good one.
A demonic turd, if you will.
So Mike's one of them weird guys that can listen to extremely aggressive music and it will calm his
This
nerves.
is very, very, very heavy, but it's cosmic and psychedelic death metal.
Where did you learn about these
Very
guys,
different.
and where did you
I've
maybe
been-
get the album from?
I've been listening to them since they started. They're just different. I mean, they're death metal, but they have these, like they'll throw in some shit like Tangerine Dream, like some electronic type stuff
like
here
that.
and there. Very psychedelic minded, even though it's brutal heavy.
Fear Factory-ish? when it's of
No,
that, when it comes to
it's
the-
more like Suffocation, Gore
Oh, really?
Guts, that type of thing.
That's cool, man.
Kind of almost like a jazzy sort of death metal, but it's more psychedelic than it is anything. For any metalhead out there, fucking Blood Incantation.
That's right.
Cool. We
Put
guys,
out a new album this week. I can't goddamn pull up the fucking name of the album.
he's trying to look it up so he can tell you guys which one to go pick it out. Make sure that you pay attention and you look up the album of the week, especially if you are if you're into heavier music. You know, diversity's a thirst in me,
That's
and
right.
I love everything, but I can't lie, dude. I love metal. Right now, my wife is a huge metal fan. And right now in our car at home, it is full of metal. It's like from
Hell
track
yeah.
one. I think there's a Billie English or Eilish. I say it wrong.
Billie
every time.
Eilish.
There's one of that CD's in there, but then everything else is metal.
If you guys want to hear one of the new tracks on the Blood Incantation, there's a song called The Stargate.
The Stargate.
The Stargate.
Check
That's
that out, guys.
very fucking cool. And so, yeah, if you like your metal fucking heavy but different and kind of unique, Blood Incantation, check it out.
Cool. And
That's
right,
right.
now, I appreciate everyone being a part of that segment, Album of the Week with Michael Lynn Watkins. Now we're going to go to our second Thumbs Up and Thumbs Down. This one doesn't have a title on it, but we're going to start listening to it real quick and see what happens. Hey, Mike, what was, fuck, I forgot what I was going to ask you on that.
You know you're whispering into the mic, right?
Yeah, so everybody can hear me. Everybody can hear. All right, let's check out this song.
He's trying to be sexy.
Oh my!
Oh, fuck.
Who is
That's
this?
my man. I love him. Oh, Marty
Ladies and
Bennett.
gentlemen, if you guys don't know, this is Marty Bennis. There's not been an episode of Pinfalls and Power Chords in
Without-
3 years without some Marty Bennis.
some Marty
So
Bennis.
just
There
sit
we
back
go.
and relax for the next minute and a half because you're in for a treat.
My mind is just melting, Nick. I'm so glad you played this.
I'm telling you, this was something that, like I said, some things just kind of go hand in hand. And once this guy sent in a couple of it, and we dog trashed him. We kicked him up and down the fucking
you gotta
river, dude, at
understand,
first.
we dog walk this fucking guy every week.
Like,
and he
fuck
was
you
still
for
sending
wasting
us
our
shit.
time. Yeah.
He was still sending us music in to
And he
review.
still sends me stuff every once in a while and likes some videos
It
and
was a
stuff
trip.
here and there. This guy's named Marty Bennis.
Oh, we got someone else trying to call.
So let's stop the
is
Marty
kinda Perry
Bennis. Let's turn
Como,
to the
eh?
Marty Bennis. Let's hear the call. We got a call in.
Thank you for that. I needed that.
I've been
Hello?
trying to set that up all day.
Yeah, that's great.
Yo, what's up?
Uh-oh, we got self-made record CEO himself. What's going on, brother?
It's like that right now.
Holy shit! Rock on, dude. Real quick, let me run my cocksuckers. First off, everybody here at the table, from Paul to Michael Lynn Watkins to Johnny to me, says what's up. We appreciate you calling in. What we have going on later in the show is we got a battle of the bands, and we have the Dude going up against Mortal. And I know you're very familiar with both those bands, so I'm going to give you the floor and let you kind of talk about both of those bands, and then put your label over and tell a little bit about what you got going on, brother.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Dude, it's an acronym for the Distinguished Order of Disobedience, which is it's an actual award that is given out in Austria when you complete a mission by disobeying a direct order. It's pretty fucking cool, man. But they just released their new album, Dissonance, on all streaming platforms. They recorded it at Morrisound. We've been working side by side with Eric Records Digital Distribution and Clawhammer PR, you know, and a lot of big known people in the industry to market this album.
That's badass.
Yeah, it's cost a lot of fucking money too.
Those guys are fucking
you know,
good, man. They're solid.
Yeah, dude. At the end of the day, man, when we saw them at Skullfest, and they just blew the roof off that tiny little venue, bro.
Yeah, dude,
You know?
it was unbelievable having them headline this year. You know, it was hot, and it was. I wish some of the conditions was better. I know I was hobbling around and shit,
was awful.
but having them headline and going inside and being able to let that fucking little building feel that energy, man, that was one of the best experiences of that entire day.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, all the bands that played that day were fucking phenomenal. They were all badass. But, I mean, I love seeing my boys come out here and play, dude. Fucking, we manage that band. They're going places. We got a tour for them booked next year in Yugoslavia at the Masters of Rock Festival. Yeah, yeah.
Don't take your
So
stash
just-
with you.
Yeah.
They will fuck you
It's
up
so
there.
good,
son.
bro.
Yeah.
Hey, and tell us a little bit about that Immortal. I know we just released one of them songs on a Skullface Records comp album, Diversity is a Thirst in Me, and that is one of the most brutal songs that I've actually released, you know, on our YouTube page shit in the last few years. They're badass project. Can you tell us a little bit about the guy that's involved with it?
Yeah, Aaron Moore, Immortal. It's his name combined with being immortal. It's pretty cool, man. I've been working with this dude for a few years, and in fact, he's working on my next album with me right now. Which you've seen the cover art for that this morning. I'm not gonna really go into that, but anyway,
Yep, you're welcome for
Immortal.
that, brother man.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Hey, be
but,
careful. I know this fucking guy. I've got a T-shirt at home with a big pecker on it that was his design. So you gotta watch it. I'm telling you.
Let's just say with this next single, I'm probably gonna get black bags. But anyway, we're not talking about me, bro. We're talking about Immortal, Aaron Moore, and dude, hey, this kid. Well, he's not a kid, but he's a kid to me. Fucking, he's badass, bro. He plays all the instruments himself. He does all his own mixing and mastering. Like, this dude is a one-man machine, and there's no AI, there's no drum machines. It's all him, all his talent, and he makes his own videos. Like, the dude is pretty badass.
That
So
reminds me of that band Hell Ripper. That guy does all his own shit also. He's really cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. So anybody listening, man, if you want to hear some pretty cool fucking music, some brutal shit, and you want to hear shit that talks about real life, go check out Immortal. It's capital A.MOORTAL. He's on every streaming platform.
Oh, yeah, we'll be listening to both of those bands here in about a half hour in the show, and we're actually going to be judging them like we are gods of the world.
Spell that one more time, Eric, will you please?
Capital A.MOORTAL. Immortal. All capital letters.
Immortal.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, don't fall in the fucking moor, you asshole.
Yeah. But in fact, this dude just released 2 songs. They're like a 2-part series, Haunted and Requiem Reclaim. I think I got that right.
Close enough.
Anyway, the songs are basically about society and how the government is holding people down and basically building their kingdoms on people's backs. And that's what Haunted's about, because it's like being haunted by everything that's fucking going on. And Requiem Reclaim is about taking it all back, like taking your power back and being in charge of who you are. So, I mean, the dude's got a lot of good lyrical content as well as music. He's got a purpose on what he's doing. So I like that. You know, I have a purpose in all my shit too. So that's why we work together.
Hell yeah, man. We're excited to have both these bands being a part of the show tonight. So make sure you stay tuned in. Everyone that's hearing this and checking it out can hear this pretty little voice of mine. Make sure you go check out everything that's going on in Self-Made Records land. There's so much music going on in this little bitty town, and a lot of people don't fucking know about it. They just got to kind of check it out. And then they can come to like people at this table or people like Eric, and we can show you the way. We are the fucking gatekeepers of the hell.
That's right.
Yeah, I've
You
never
sure
heard
do got a
this.
pretty voice, brother.
Man, I appreciate you calling in, dude. We're gonna keep on rocking and rolling, man, and we appreciate you taking the time to be a part of the show, Eric. Have a good
Hey,
evening, brother.
love you, Eric.
You as well, brother. You as well, brother.
Take care.
Later, Mike.
So we're going to go into a quick fire. It's called quick fire a pie, okay? And I'm going to say this or that, and you guys have to say which one off the top of your head, all three of you, okay? It's called this or that. So it's either this one or that one.
Fried chicken.
Yeah. Just like that. If that was one of the options, you're close. So this and that, Misfits or the Ramones?
Misfits.
Boom, 1 point because he said it first.
Yeah, are we trying to guess something? We don't know the question.
No,
That's not fair.
you're just saying your personal opinion.
Oh.
You just got to say it quick.
Not yet.
But
This or that?
That.
Metallica or Megadeth?
Metallica.
I'm going to give you a point for saying that when I said this or that. That was fucking great.
Metallideath.
He got an extra point. And who won the point on who said it first? Did he say it? So it's 1 to 1 to 1.
yeah, I think I said it before you said the second one. I
His
don't
was
even know if
hilarious.
that's fair.
His was hilarious. Okay.
To me, it's what era you're talking about. You know,
Stinger, Undertaker.
Undertaker.
1 point, Johnny.
I'll go with Taker also.
Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express.
Rock and roll.
Midnight.
Don't care.
Mike get the thing. All right, if Mike or Johnny
No
Lee
comment.
wins this, they win this this or that show right now. If you get it, you got to tie it, and it'll be a three-way tie. So that means y'all just put your peckers in the middle. And
Is there a
win.
loss concession? I mean, is some kind of...
Are you guys ready? Jim Cornette, Paul Heyman.
Jim Cornette.
Cornette. God damn it.
Let's talk more about that last one. Johnny Lee
Boy,
won that one.
that one's is tough though because boy, Heyman
is
has
tough.
just been amazing.
What Heyman has done in the last decade compared to the fabulous Don't Let Me Down Any Week hours of great podcasting that Cornette does.
Yep.
I feel like sometimes just for little old me, just to make me happy when I'm sick with COVID,
Yeah.
I'm listening to Cornette.
Which happened recently.
When I'm going to sleep at night, sometimes my wife might be working third shift.
Yeah.
I'm listening to Cornette. I wake up early in the morning, all by myself to water my pepper plants, to let my dogs out to pee.
Hallelujah.
I listen to Cornette.
I think people are just now starting to realize how big of an impact that fucking show is having on the industry.
Yeah.
Like it's affecting everything.
It can affect anything it wants to affect.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about it, because when somebody fucks with him, he
goddamn, son.
can bring the heat back.
Yeah, he
Nobody
can.
will burn somebody's ass like Cornette will.
But
If he makes you a topic of discussion, you'll want to go home and kill your fucking mother. I mean, he'll just wipe his ass with your soul if he wants
And
to.
on the other hand, you got
he's really good at
Paul Heyman. The man with the plan.
Heyman has been
he's been incredible.
heads above anything close to a manager, advocate, whatever in the
Or
fuck.
wise man.
Yeah.
I'm talking heels above heads. I'm talking about like aliens' knowledge compared to human stupidity when it comes to any other managers in the industry.
But what's sad is that this last decade has had no managers that you can talk about.
Why do you think
none of
that
really
is?
significance?
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, and I don't understand it because you got a lot of wrestlers out there who cannot cut a fucking promo
That
to
need
save their
mouthpieces.
life that need a manager, and there just doesn't seem to be any.
Yeah. Man.
Like I love Prince Nana, but when does he ever talk?
And he's being overshadowed. Fucking MVP and Shelton Benjamin came in and treated him like a bitch.
Yeah, and MVP can talk his ass off.
And the only thing that he can do is swerve
Yeah.
when I drive.
Yeah.
Swerve when I drive.
Hey, but that fucking dance is funky.
Yeah,
though.
it's
you
pretty
gotta,
good.
you gotta give it to it.
I like Swerve too.
Yeah,
I'll give it
I
to
love
him.
Swerve. Swerve's one of my favorites in that company.
But here's the thing. We ain't got many managers anymore. Anymore, it's a lost art.
Yeah.
The only ones that we got are either Paul Heyman, Prince Nana, or the few that can't actually talk.
Or they're shoved out there to be a manager. They're like, oh, here's this chick.
Yeah, for a week or two.
Push them out there to do this.
It's like, where is
No
the actual
authentic,
manager?
Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, the person that comes into
No
wrestling
Bobby the Brain Heenans.
Yeah.
who just has the personality.
Glassy Freddie Blassie.
Those people don't exist anymore.
Pencil neck geeks.
You know, it's like everybody that goes out there now is expected to go through a fucking table.
May I say something real
or
quick?
something.
Yeah.
Fuck Tony Schiavone. How dare you tell
God
Bobby
damn.
Brain Heenan?
God damn.
Yeah, because he said that his friend Grandma Soon didn't deserve to get nothing said about him the night that Grandma Soon died. Bobby Brain Heenan had every right to be fucking pissed off and taking shots at him all that night.
Yeah.
Fuck Tony Schiavone anyway, because he sucks.
Yep. Because he told Mariah May, well, you shut up, bitch, while she's trying to cut a promo. He's being disrespectful.
I like Tony 2016, 17, 18-ish. But after that, for
Yeah,
some
he wasn't
reason,
doing anything. That's when I liked
for
him,
some
too. When
reason
he was
after
sitting at home.
that, he really turned. I was listening to his podcast. He was doing a good show.
He was?
He was doing a great show. He was doing a great show. He was just learning, and he had watched.
Then
it in
allow me
wrestling.
to retort.
Yeah, it was great. It's great. It's great podcasting. But once I feel like he got a big head about himself.
He's always had a big fucking head.
But
He
I
looks
feel like
one
that
of Charlie
happens a
Dance-
lot,
Charlie
dude.
Brown characters.
I feel like with artists, with people, sometimes they'll not be used to a situation, and they'll think they have to act a certain way in that situation, and it makes them look like a dumbass.
He tries too hard.
Yeah,
If you got to try, then you're not fucking authentic.
it's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Just be natural.
Yeah.
Don't just be natural.
That's right.
Natural bear.
That's why Jim Ross was the better of the two during the Monday Night Wars.
Oh, God,
He's
yes.
the best. I think he's the best. Look, while we're talking about the best, this is the last. This is one of the we got two more wrestling subjects coming up. We're approaching the middle part of the second hour. 2 hours, pinfalls and power chords here on the Nice Guy Andy Network. That sounds clean, don't it?
Yeah, it does.
It has a ring to it.
The Nice Guy Andy Network. You know what I'm saying? Like network out, baby.
It
baby.
sounds like a self-help channel. Like you go there
You come here, you get your
for
counseling,
like
baby.
marital advice and shit.
Yeah, that's not a good
Andy,
idea, though.
my wife's a whore.
This is
I
gonna.
don't know what to do about her.
This is
The
gonna.
gold dumper.
This is going to be a hard one for you guys to get it. A hard one. This is going to be a hard one for you guys, I think, because we're only going to do top two. You get to name two of them. Top two tag teams all time. We're going to start.
Midnight.
We're going to start with Mike. If you guys are listening at home real quick, let me tell them. If you guys want to tune into this and give us your top two tag teams all time, 859-684-9535. We're talking wrestling. And Michael Lynn Watkins, who's your top two tag teams all time?
Midnight LOD.
Hell yeah.
Favorite match from each?
Oh, God damn.
Is it with
I don't
each?
know.
Is it with them?
Yeah.
Where Cornette
Probably
breaks his knees?
Probably the scaffold match, yeah. But, I mean, just because I was a kid and it was memorable shit, you know, like, if you go back and watch that match now, it's really kind of slow and they're extra careful.
I want to hear Paul's top two. Let's hear yours.
I'll be honest, I don't even know, man.
You don't
I
know
mean,
any tag teams?
When I was a kid, I
Can
watched,
you name a tag team?
well, I watched Ric Flair, Blackjack Mulligan, the people I named back in the 80s. But modern stuff, no, I just came here for the booze and the psychotherapy. But, you know, you guys
That's
are
the
six
best
kinds of
interview.
crazy, so drop the psychotherapy. I don't think I'm getting anything out of it.
I'd have to say my top two tag teams would
Well,
have to be.
I mean, we are cheap.
That's true.
There is.
Yeah, what's your
we
two,
got
Johnny Lee?
I had to say Rock and Roll Express
Woo!
and
Good pick.
the Hart Foundation.
Nice. The Hart Foundation was so solid 80s, early 90s. Wow.
I
Yes,
got
they
one for you,
were.
Nick, that you'll appreciate.
Let's hear this.
Diane
Uh-huh.
and the chick at Legend Bar.
Okay.
They were a tag team,
That's
right?
Lexi Green and Paige Jones. That's
Yes.
what he's talking about.
Because you know what I
Lexi
like
Green's
about
sexy.
you know what I like about women wrestling. You said you like women
Well,
wrestling.
hang on one more time. Slow motion. Say it in slow motion.
Lexi Green is sexy.
Because the female wrestlers, they seem like when they get in the ring, they actually get pissed at each other. I mean, it's
Yeah.
almost like the cat fight. You
Cat
can see in
fight.
their eyes like they're like mad and shit. One of them puts the other one in their leg lock, and the other one just looks pissed. And you're like, God damn, she's pissed.
Yeah. Some of them chicks be throwing taters out there.
Yep.
You know.
Honorable mention, Briscoes.
Yep.
Because they,
Oh,
they
yes.
never got to go as far as I think they would have.
Yeah, as far as modern teams, them and FTR by a mile.
FTR the same.
You know, it's funny
Boom, boom.
because we had two Briscoe tag teams. The Briscoes with the E
Yes.
and the Briscoes without the E.
Has anyone ever made a video game and had that match happen?
I wish that they would.
We need to make that match happen. We need to see that match happen. My top two. My top one is always going to be LOD. They're the ones they're the action figures I have
They're
at
the
home that I still
pinnacle.
have out.
The
They're-
muscle and power.
I've got the action figures out too.
Yeah.
I got the shoulder pads and
I love them, man. Anything there, I'm drawn to it. I could probably get an LOD tattoo. I could probably do that with a conscience of being like, I don't give a fuck. I'm getting a half naked,
People would
ripped
love it.
dude's fucking face on me, baby.
And people would
and it
love
makes
it.
me look tough.
Hawk and Animal were the shit.
Ooh,
Could you
what a
imagine?
rush.
There ain't no wrestler that's ever sold a pile driver as cool as Hawk, because when
Yeah.
he get pile drive, immediately he gets
And
up like it
flex,
ain't nothing.
And flex.
Yeah.
That made me
Could you
think.
imagine 1983 being in a fucking jobber tag team and being opposite fucking LOD? when
I
they
did,
came
Oh
out?
my
I did
God.
that spot with my action figures. I would have somebody give him like the pile driver off the top, and Hawk would pop right up.
Pop right up.
He'd pop right
Yeah,
up.
because
Dude.
Hawk was the only coolest motherfucker that could do that.
My
Because he
number-
looked like a shit brick house.
My number two, those the Steiners.
Oh yes,
Good pick.
I love the Steiners, man, and I think they represent it. When they went to Japan, they whooped ass and got titles, WCW titles. They even got the United States Championship Tag Team titles in early WCW. They went to WWE and started beating up the Nasty Boys. You know, none of the big tag teams wanted to fuck with them.
Yeah.
They were
and nobody's ever hit the Steiner screwdriver like Scott Steiner has.
Well,
Yeah.
now his
Suplex
kid's doing
into
pretty
a pile
good.
driver.
He's doing pretty good, Steiner off
Yep,
the top.
that's a different one.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker's definitely. Well, that's actually Rick Steiner's son.
Yeah.
Scott Steiner.
He needs to drop the breaker, I think.
look up the dude.
Just go on with
Yes,
fucking
I always know
just
that
be
song.
be a goddamn Steiner. Just be a Steiner.
So it's that time of the program. It's a lot of fun. This is what we kind of do the show for, is to show off bands and talk about badass metal acts. And if you've watched any of the older shows, man, we've put tons of fucking metal band. We've listened to so much fucking rock and roll. It's unprecedented on one fucking podcast.
That's right.
But we're going to judge this. There's 4 of us in here. We're going to listen to it. If you guys are listening at home and you want to call in with your own judging, if you do it properly and you do it the right way, then we will take your answers into consideration as we find the winner of this. There's 4 ways that we judge these motherfuckers. Okay, 4 fucking ways. One's musicianship. I guess, Paul, you could say that's what, technical ability. You know how fucking finely tuned the band is. You know. The second one's listenability. When I hear listenability, Mike, when you're trying to use this term to score, what are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about, can you pop it in and just groove to it
Anytime.
the first time you hear it?
Uh-huh. So you got to listen to it 2 or 3 times.
Right.
You ain't got to melt into it.
Now, don't get me wrong. Some of my favorite music is shit that didn't hit me the first time I heard it.
Uh-huh.
You know, a lot of things grow on you, and that's great.
Mm.
Sometimes it's a lot better when they do. You know,
As
but
long as it's not a fungus,
yeah,
fungus does that.
like in
Yeah.
your crevices.
till it gets itchy around the sackle area.
Oh, well, if I get a smell, I'm like,
Oh my God.
probably gotta go on that.
But yeah, I mean, basically, when you put in something, if you can just sit and fucking groove on it, and if you got an asshole buddy who's not into metal, anybody that's not into metal is a
Still
fucking
likes it.
asshole,
Thinks, hey, that's cool.
you know. But
That's
if
cool.
you can put it in and they're still kind of sitting there doing this, I guess
Yep.
that's listenability.
And then we're going to do originality, you know, like how original
Yep.
is it? Does it sound like some other band? Does it sound like its own? Does it got its own sound? And then the personal opinion. The scores that we're given, we don't do the old-fashioned 1 through 10. We do,
That's too easy, Nick.
yeah, it's
We
way
had to
too
invent
easy.
something different.
We do
do that.
0.5.
We use the Dewey.
We do 0.5
The Dewey system.
is the lowest you can give something, and then a 5.0 is the best. And you're not going to hear, like, I've not heard the perfect song. You could possibly hear the perfect song.
Are you saying a 0.5 or a 0.1?
0.1 is the lowest you can go. 0.1.
So we're going literally singular.
Yeah, if you're like, oh, this is dog shit.
That's if
you
you
can
turn the
really
mic
ruin
on.
somebody's. You can really ruin somebody's fucking score. You know what I'm saying?
But the 5.0 isn't the .0 redundant. I mean, you could just say a 5, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't think they're going to get a perfect score. So what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to listen to it. This first band we're going to listen to is The Dude. You guys can go home and listen. If you're listening at home, turn it up. It's then D.O.O.D. The Dude. The song's called 2,000 Miles. These guys are from the Florida area and were the headliners for Skullfest 5 that was last year at Neon Nights Bar.
They rocked.
They fucking crushed
Nice.
the fucking
They were
shit.
good.
Let's
Yeah,
check
they
these
were.
guys out. I like that he's singing.
Me too.
I believe this is a 5-piece band as well. Or
Hell
4-piece
yeah.
and a singer.
They are. Hey, those flames aren't real.
Yeah.
I'm deducting points for that.
I'm going to blow kisses to it. What does this remind me of, though, Mike? What does that melody remind me of, especially going into the chorus? What does that remind me of? I hate to be that guy. I hate to be that guy.
Disturbed, kind of.
You're right. It reminds me of.
I've not heard this before. I know the melody off top now.
And not all of their stuff is like that either. I mean, a lot of it rocks harder than
Real
this
metal,
stuff.
real
Yeah.
heavy. So yeah, don't judge a book by its cover either. This just so
Yeah.
happened to be the song that's
This
being
is
available
not,
on this.
I'll say right now, this is not my favorite thing I've heard of them by a long shot.
Uh-huh. Which it's a really solid fucking heavy song. Really good melody. It's full as fuck.
I think they probably figured that this would be a good single.
It
You
is,
know,
yeah.
like a
It-
more
that's
radio-friendly song that maybe could make it onto the
And that's
radio.
exactly, I think, what this is. Yeah, it's like that Mudvayne song that they throw on the radio. You know.
Yeah. Now, their lead guitarist is a fucking monster.
Yeah.
This dude can really play. I don't give props out often for guitar players. You know, that guy's
Yeah,
really
these dudes
good.
are the real deal, man. Like I said, they brought the thunder. I wish I was in a better form when I got to actually meet these guys, because I was like 25% of myself that night.
Yeah, you were about
Couldn't
fucking
get
miserable.
around, dude. It was.
And it was so hot and shitty
I was just
anyway.
doing it to make it
I mean,
happen because it was
awful.
supposed to happen, you know.
Yeah. I'm thinking they maybe played it a little too safe on this track.
All right, let's cut this one real quick. Make sure nothing else comes on. So, yeah, like we were saying, like Mike was saying, he was like, man, we've seen these guys live, and there's a lot of other heavier tracks. But to me, that was a really solid heavy metal, hard rock song that if you turned on 103, which is a local station here in Lexington, and heard it on there, it probably going to stay on, man. What do you think about that, Paul?
I'll give it a thumbs up. I think it had variance, it had listenability.
Great song.
Yeah.
It's a hit.
I hate to hear that they have harder songs. We didn't get to hear one of the harder songs. That
Uh-huh.
bothers me, but I understand what you mean by going mainstream for a few of their songs, because you got to do that sometimes.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, thumbs up. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I think the recording could be a little better, cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
But
We might even, if these guys don't win, might have to bring them back at some point with a heavier song or something. But who knows? They still, we're throwing them out the window like they haven't won, though. You know what I mean? What'd you think about that, Johnny, man? Because you two guys, especially the first time you guys have heard this.
Yeah, actually, this is my third or fourth time listening to that song.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah.
How have you came upon this song a couple times?
Thanks to Eric Leviathan bringing them up. And also, I've been listening to I
That's
got to give it a
hilarious.
thumbs up because listenability, and you're able to listen to it and groove to it. The music video could have been better without the fake fire. Could have at least use real fire. I mean, at
Yeah,
least
burn a real forest
Let's
down. You know?
go take down
But it's their job.
Gatlinburg.
It's a,
Don't be a
We'll
pussy.
take, we'll
you
take
know?
Gatlinburg down.
yeah, it's a thumbs up. I'll rate the song,
Well, no, you ain't got a rate yet. We're just talking about that.
Oh,
we'll,
yeah.
we'll get the ratings on here in a second.
but
And
Yeah.
then me and Mike we've kind of told how we kind of feel
Well,
about that.
I'm going to elaborate a little bit on this.
Yeah, let's hear
because
it, Mike.
This is the first time I've heard this track here. Mm-hmm. Too much fucking singing, man.
Yeah,
Just too much. Like,
Yeah.
back the fuck off and give it a break.
and let
you
it
know?
let it jam.
Let the song fucking breathe for a minute. He literally sang over every fucking second of the song. Except
Yeah, I
for the
didn't
guitar
notice
lead.
that. I didn't notice that.
When you
I-
listen
when
to
you
it
pointed
again,
out,
you'll
when you
hear
point
it,
that out, I guess I didn't even
he
notice
never
that.
stopped.
too.
Yeah,
The lead
he
was
never
short, too.
stopped fucking
And
singing.
it did sound like Disturbed a little bit.
Yeah.
Because when I first heard it, that's where my mind went to. I was like, is this Disturbed?
If you let a song breathe just a little bit,
And just back
It-
off just a little bit.
it changes the entire fucking dynamic of that song. You know,
It's kind of like when a wrestler hits that big move and the announcers just kind of don't say nothing.
or he just does it 5 more fucking times.
Yeah.
And nobody sells it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
It's just like, back the fuck off the vocals and let the music breathe a little
Yeah, you gotta
bit,
let that music
you know?
breathe. But I mean, that's the
Yeah.
whole point.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go around in a circle, and it's going to start with Nick. And for musicianship, man, it was tight, man. I'm going to give it a solid right there in the middle, a little over average. I'm going to actually give it a 3.0. For musicianship, that goes to Mike. Where do you want to go with the
I'm
musicianship?
going to give him a 3.5 because
Nice.
the guitar player is fucking excellent.
Paul?
I give him a 3 hesitantly. Again, I think it's a shame that we didn't hear some of the harder pieces.
3 still solid. That's over average.
So-
Solid. That's solid.
Yep.
What about you, Johnny?
3.5 as well.
Boom, that's a huge score for the first one. And then we're gonna go to listenability. I like it. Like I said, if I was in a car, that's how I kind of with the listenability is like if it's playing in the background when I get in, am I gonna turn it down? Am I gonna turn it off? I'm gonna stick with the 3.0 though, because like I said, if I really liked the song a whole lot, I would probably go a little bit higher. But I thought it was a good song. Not a huge fan of it, but I still think it's a good song. I'm with 3.0. Your way, Mikey.
I'm going to give it a 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably turn it off halfway through, honestly.
Yeah, it kind of bore you out a little bit.
Yeah.
What about you, Paul?
I'll give it a 3.5 for listenability because I mean, it's kind of like you said, it'd be background music, and it certainly didn't bother me. So
It
fine.
is accessible.
Better than some of the other stuff you hear in Cynthiana.
Yeah, exactly. When we compare it to the other songs.
Go ahead, Johnny.
3.0 for me as well.
Originality, Nick. Like I said, man, I hate to be that fucking dude.
Yeah.
Pun not intended. But it's I'm not gonna go too low, but I'm gonna give it a 2.0 in originality.
Yeah, because it sounds like Disturbed.
1.5.
Ouch.
Yeah. Sorry.
Ouch. Paul.
They've got much better stuff than this, and it's just, yeah.
2.5, but that's because I recognize that other people like that kind of sound.
For sure.
Even if I don't listen to
Absolutely.
it.
Good
Like
point.
even Disturbed had
Good
more
point.
diminished chords or more chords that were off.
Mm.
And this is more just mainstream normal stuff. A lot of people like normal stuff. So
Well, they
2.5.
Disturbed breaks it up better, too.
They do. Yes,
they
they do.
They
That's why
use
it's
dynamics
2.5.
better.
Yeah.
The singer stops every
That could have
once
been a
in while,
5-minute song.
You know?
Yeah. That could have, and it was a 3-minute song. Rushed into most lyrics. Now that I'm thinking about it with you.
I mean, when you go in to listen to that song again,
Mm-hmm.
picture this. Picture instead of him singing over that first verse riff, that
Letting it
verse
roll.
riff plays by itself one time through,
And then,
then he comes in.
yeah.
And just imagine how different that would have been if just that little simple thing would have been
Mm-hmm. Absolutely,
done.
100% know that.
Exactly.
I was recording a song last night and actually did that same technique going into every verse.
Uh-huh.
I was like, why am I writing 3 verses for this when I can just do 2 lines and have a music part coming in first?
Right. It makes it's a much bigger dynamic that way.
And then Johnny Lee, what you said, Disturbed thing. What are you gonna give it on originality?
2.1.
It's not bad, man. It's not bad. I like that 2.1 too. We've all been 2.5s and stuff. We haven't used the actual point system.
Oh, my goodness.
Personal opinion. I hate to do this to you guys. I'm gonna stay at the 2.0 though. You're gonna kill them, aren't you?
I'm fucking biased because I like them.
Mhm, they're good guys.
I know they're better than this song.
I sat next to them in 100-degree heat for at least 10 hours.
If I'm judging this song, I'm giving it a 2. If I'm judging the band, I'm giving it a 3.
I totally understand that.
You know what I mean?
It's your go, Paul.
I'm right there with you, Mike. This song specifically,
I'd give it a 2.3, slightly below average. Too cookie cutter, not enough diversity. But if the band's better, it's better. But I don't know the band.
Right.
So that's just all I have to hear.
Right.
I like the band, but I'm gonna have to give this one 2.1.
Nice. And that's the first. That's the first part of it. We got another band that we'll be listening to here in a minute. As we get this tuned up, Mike, tell them something good. Tell them something good. This song is called
Aunt Jemima don't exist anymore. It pisses me off.
This week, man.
They changed the name of it. I don't like it.
I like syrup.
I like syrup too.
I like syrup.
Log cabin.
If we're going to get pancakes, okay, and you have these three choices, you have IHOP,
Hell yeah.
or you have going to Gatlinburg at one of them pancake houses.
Oh shit! There ain't
Gatlinburg.
even no. It ain't even closed.
Guys, I'm going to Gatlinburg in under. I think I got about 48 hours.
What about Waffle House, dude?
I love Waffle House, but they don't have pancakes.
yeah.
Waffle House is a bunch of good shit
Gatlinburg
though.
wins, I know.
But when I go to Gatlinburg, there's certain things I have to do, and there's this one pancake house, and there's so many pancake houses.
But you're talking about the House of Pancakes.
But I've been to the pancake house in Gatlinburg that has served me right every fucking time. So it's hard for me to gather up the nerve to go to any other ones when I'm in Gatlinburg, because you're 3 hours away. You don't want to waste your pancake meal on some place that...
You remember where we ate when we went down there and got the cabin that time? The next morning, we went and had breakfast at that fucking Dixieland, whatever the fuck it was.
Johnny
That's
Lee,
good. Oh,
Johnny
that's
Lee,
good.
if
That
you
is good. It
if you
was
could have
killer.
been with us on this trip that he's talking about to Gatlinburg,
Yeah, fun times.
listen to this lineup. I'm going to first name somebody you don't know that's unbelievable. Wild ass Joe Lucas.
Oh, yeah.
He
Love
was on
Joe
this trip.
Lucas.
He's from back in Bad Bone wrestling out of Cynthiana. Then we had Mike, of course. We had myself. We had our sidekick Amber that was doing the Pinfall's Power Chords with
Yes.
us. We had Juicy Jimmy. We had Jacob Ratliff. We had Josh Crump. Do you know who Josh Crump is? He's been coming to the wrestling in Frankfurt a lot lately.
I've heard his name before.
We had the entertainer.
The Entertainer.
Yeah.
The Cam.
Yeah, Party Man Cam.
Party Man Cam was a part of this. We had, dude, it was unreal. It was just unreal, dude. This,
A lot of tequila that night. For sure.
dude, it was just rejects.
Just
We
don't
went
trust
to RWA wrestling show that was off the chain. I announced, and it was off the fucking chain. And then we all went to this fucking cabin. It was just fucking nuts. It was unfucking believable, dude.
Yeah,
it was
good
so much
time.
fun. It was
Man, those girls that came with that other dude got on my fucking nerves.
the late night. They shouldn't have came. If they
Yeah.
didn't. They kind of came too late, and we were already done.
Yeah, we were fucking toasted by then. We'd already finished off a couple of fists before they
Yeah,
even
by the
showed
time
up.
they made it there, I was completely done. And
Well,
we had to
I
get up
opened
so
my
early
eyes
to
up
get
at
out.
like dawn or something. I think I just slept in a goddamn chair. Like I didn't even go
Yeah.
fucking vertical.
It was
Like,
so fun though, man. Just going down there and being a part of that. That was one of the most memorable. That was the night that the week before Jacob Ratliff had got paid with a DVD from good old Scott Diamond, and Jacob Ratliff popped a fucking promo on him, and I got it like hidden on my phone somewhere, and I can't let nobody see it. That was a whole lot of fun, man.
Well, I woke up and that one chick, the real bitchy one, was sweeping the goddamn floors, cleaning up shit.
Was she?
I'm like, who the fuck is she? She ain't even here. You know, this ain't even her goddamn. You're welcome. Go ahead. Fucking,
All right,
you know.
let's go into the second song, man. This is the competition. This is
That's right.
Immortal with Ruin Reclaim. Oh shit!
Oh, that's fucking nasty.
I've
right
not
there,
heard this
dude.
at all. I've not even listened to this one time. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it is.
Uh-oh. That's fat. Did he say owl food?
Yeah, sound like it.
I miss my 7-string.
This dude's a badass.
I miss my 7-string.
Yeah, you look badass playing a 7-string.
I think it's tattoos.
Is that an Ibanez or a Schecter or what? An Ibanez?
Looks like an LTD. Or a Schecter. Yeah, it might be a Schecter. I can't tell. I ain't seen the fuck. I can't see anymore.
Heck yeah, Kitty Tatman.
It's got a Hellraiser body to it, looks like.
Yeah.
This dude's a monster. He's playing all these instruments himself, too. Aaron Moore is his name, guys.
Kicks ass.
Yeah, dude. This is only the second song I've heard by this guy.
And he's giving the music time to breathe.
Yeah.
Unique music video as well.
Yeah, pretty good for making it himself for sure, probably. Well, I'm not sure he does it himself, but
He probably had somebody had helped him record it.
He might have been filming himself.
yeah.
That could happen too. All you gotta do is set up a tripod.
Yeah.
That's
That was
what I'm talking
badass,
about.
dude.
That's fucking cool.
Dude, it's only got 167 views. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of music that when you hear something that badass and you don't have that many views, it makes me feel like we're doing the right thing by getting this out here and getting people out there. You guys need to check this dude out. Make sure it's Moortal, Moortal. All the links are in the bio here too. I seen Eric said all the links for everyone at home to know. What'd you guys think about this real quick? We'll go really quick around, and what was your first impressions of that, Paul?
I don't listen to scream music, like that kind of lyrics,
Uh-huh.
but I like it, so I'd give it a thumbs up in
Kept your
general.
attention pretty good?
Yeah.
What about you,
Yeah.
Johnny?
I'll give it a thumbs up. I could hear him clearly.
I already know Mike liked it. What did you think about it over
Oh,
there?
that's a fucking jam.
Yeah,
Dude.
the jam.
That's good.
It made you miss things.
Once
Wish he was
again,
available to sing.
I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these guys where they feel like they just have to sing over every goddamn part of a song.
He stayed pretty busy, didn't he?
He sang too much also.
You stayed pretty busy.
But not quite as blatant as the last song, but there were several times where he should have just backed up and let that fat ass riff carry, because there were a lot of fat riffs in that song.
He was
that,
chunky.
That would have done great without the vocals over it.
He was great. His production was great. All that good stuff.
But I can't bitch too much about it, dude. It fucking slammed. I mean, it was good.
Let's get around here and give some scores real quick. For me, for musicianship, man, it was tight as a ship, dude. I'm gonna give it a good old fucking 3.7 on the tightness, dude. Going to Mikey.
Yeah, I'm with that.
3.7.
Yeah.
What about you, Paul?
I'll give it a 4.
It was tight,
It
but
was-
I was
it
thinking
was-
4-ish. I was thinking right there.
Missing the clear lead, but that's the only
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Somebody else there with him, just fucking killing it with him.
Yeah, but
good idea.
he makes up for it by playing everything.
Yeah, I mean,
know,
everything else was like perfect.
Chunking it out.
If he'd had
Yeah.
lead in there, I would have been like 5,
What'd you think about
Yeah,
crazy ass music supply?
I'd have to give it a 4 as well.
Boom! That's some big old scores for him right
It
now.
is. It is.
Listenability, dude. I kept my head rocking the whole time. I don't know if it has the listenability of the song I heard before. Like, of all the things that if we're going that against that, listenability might not be up as much as the dude song, man. I'm actually gonna, just because of that point in my head, I'm giving it a 2.9 in listenability.
That's fair.
I'm going to go with a 3 because I thought it was still catchy, even though it's.
See, that's real close to the other one too that you scored.
3, 4, it's niche, because it is a niche.
It's
Yeah,
not
for sure.
so much niche anymore. There's
I mean,
18,000 bands that fucking do vocals like that now. Actually, probably too many.
It is crazy how much
It's
it's
more
on the
niche
radio
now to
more.
have a band that fucking sings.
I didn't mean the
That's
vocals,
weird.
I meant more the beat, like You know what I mean? Yeah, it's more
Oh,
thrash
you
metal.
talking about the staccato stuff?
Yeah.
or
just
whatever,
just the hardness, yeah.
What's your Johnny?
I'll give it 3 as well.
Bill 3 on a board. Originality. I've heard a lot like you said. There's 18,000 bands that record their own stuff, do their own stuff at home, and
Well,
are
that have that
badasses
vocal style too,
and are
you know.
badass. I'm gonna actually stick with it. It's a little higher than the first one, but I'm gonna go 2.5.
I'm going to go with 2, but I still liked what I heard. It just there weren't any groundbreaking ideas there.
For sure.
It was just good.
It was very solid. What you, Paul?
Again, this is the niche thing. I mean, within its niche, probably average 2.5.
Yeah, that's where I was with it too. What about you, John Lee?
2.5 for me as well.
And then the last one is the personal opinion. I wouldn't buy it. Like, I like it. He's got a song on a compilation we got called "Diversity's a Thirst to Me," and it's a banger too. But I wouldn't buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, personally, I like it, but I wouldn't buy it. It wouldn't be a CD that I would grab. At CD
I think
Central,
I would get
at
it.
CD Central.
I think I'd pick this up.
I'm gonna give it a 2.4. Personal opinion.
I'm going to go with 3.4.
Boom, that's a big score. What you, Paul?
I'll go with a 3. I mean, it might appear in one of my Spotify auto-pick tracks, and I'd listen
And
to
that's
it.
big for you. That's a huge score, I think, for me, because you said you're not even into that style very much. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not, but when I listen to
pretty
my
big.
own stuff on Spotify, stuff like that gets mixed
Yeah,
in
does it?
sometimes. Yeah, so I'll listen to it.
Cool.
I'll give it a 3.2.
3.2. Rad. I'm going to get these scores together. We have about 10 minutes left. If you want to, Johnny Lee, put over what you got going on for the rest of the week or whatever. If you want to, tell them where to, once he gets done with that, tell them where to get Pale Walker, stuff that, and all that good stuff, and where to find your stuff online. And
Yeah,
all
that's
that
right.
good
That's a
stuff.
story in itself, remember?
Well,
As of
you know,
today.
this Saturday we got the watch party for Bad Blood that's coming up.
Oh,
It's gonna be me, Andy, probably Sean. We're gonna be at Andy's new studio down at his house's basement.
Ooh.
We're gonna be doing all kinds of jazz there, and then Sunday night we got another episode of Partying with Cam. That's episode number 5. Or was it 4? No, it was 3. It was definitely 3.
It
But
was 3,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's right.
when you count, it's kind of hard to keep track of everything because pretty much I've been riding this ship high. We got so many great guests coming up because I still got booked Wednesday night. I still got booked the Wednesday after that, and I got several people that I have in mind for that show.
Awesome.
So, guys, find us at the YouTube Nice Game Podcast. Find us on our page, Nice Game Podcast, which you probably already know about because you're on it. Stay nice.
Hey, Mike, where can you find the Pale Walker music and all that kind of stuff that you have released over the last couple of years?
Well, we're still on Bandcamp, and of course, you can listen to us on Spotify, YouTube. You know, I hate that we are now defunct. It sucks, but you know, I mean, the music is still the music. And
Do you have a
but
new name or anything?
We have a working name. We're calling ourselves Rust right now, but that's just kind of a, you know.
It's a downgrade.
Yeah, hey, I'll take it.
I know,
I
but
agree. You know,
I like
agree.
Pale Walker.
I do
That
too.
name
Pale
sticks
Walker's
out.
badass.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, I love that name. I came up with that whole character. I built a whole entire fucking mythos around the Pale Walker.
Exactly.
You know, Pale Walker is like a specter of vengeance. You know.
Yeah.
Why don't you just make it Pale Walking?
The
It's your
E-
name. You can use it.
I am contemplating trying to talk the guys into still being Pale Walker. You know, and just
Yeah.
be all brand new everything.
I mean, I think that's a good idea.
I mean, that
Maybe
thing
we should
too.
have a vote for the public at some time.
Yeah.
And you should go with that.
Well, I mean, I've got the fucking name.
I mean, I'll
The
tell
name's
you.
mine.
I'll say this. I mean, Rust. That's okay for a decent name.
Paint maybe, like.
Well,
Yeah. But
here's how I came up with Rust, okay?
Yeah.
Now, you would think there's no thought that goes into that. It's just fucking
Yeah.
plain Jane as any name could possibly. It's like calling your fucking band Milk.
Yeah.
Right? I get it.
Knob.
or Raw Dog.
But my thought was Rust is just part of the title. I wanted to do a rusted something or other because I questioned, like, What happens to metal when it gets old and weathered?
Huh.
It fucking rusts.
That's true.
Hence yours truly. I'm fucking old and weathered, hence I am rusted.
But just don't call it arthritis.
Yeah. But that was my concept behind that name, Rust. Now, Rust is just like, I think, the core of what the name will end up being.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, that's what our working title is at the moment. It's probably not going to stay that way.
True. I will say that Pale Walker has such a name that catches you, because as soon as you hear the name, you're like, Pale Walker.
Yeah.
And it just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. And there's fucking power there, you know? And I worked my ass off to try to build that fucking...
And the songs, too, all the songs
Yeah.
that Pale Walker has.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a song. Like
Vesper that we listened to at the beginning of it, yeah, dude, they're solid, man. They're songs that stick in your head for a long time. And like he was saying, unfortunately, with that band, though, the singer developed his voice just for that band.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's such a really, you know, it goes like hand in hand almost. So
Yep.
developing a new singer and bringing a new singer in is going to be something that's got to be special. It's got to really
And
click.
I have no doubt that our new drummer Kevin could play the stuff. Chris was a phenomenal drummer. You know,
good guy too.
Incredible drummer. I know Kevin could play his stuff, but yes, the problem would be finding somebody vocally that could play the old songs.
So I got the results for tonight's Battle of the Bands. I appreciate the bands, both bands being involved. The Dude, which is an amazing band. Go make sure that you go and subscribe and listen to all their stuff. And then Amoortal, A.MOORTAL, which is Aaron Moore. So the results are in, and after I tell the results, we're going to have Mike in the show with the ventilator, where he's just going to vent some fucking shit, and we're going to get out of here. So before we get to that, I appreciate everyone tuning in with Pinfalls and Power Chords tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Johnny, thanks for letting this happen. We appreciate you letting this and making this happen. Without you, none of us would be in here. Paul, coming in here and sharing your opinion and talking the shit with us,
drinking
man.
your booze.
Being
Can't
a
leave
fucking
that shit
dude,
out.
man. It's a whole lot of fun.
Much love to you, Andy, brother.
So there's four
Andy appreciates it.
There's four categories that we just did it, and the winner of this one won 3 out of the 4. And the winner tonight is Amoortal going into the next round. So congratulations to Amoortal. And Mikey, tell them what's up with the ventilator.
Oh, the ventilator. I thought all the way here, what the fuck am I going to do with the ventilator tonight? What am I going to vent about, right? Should I vent about Donald Trump still being a fucking thing? This goddamn clown, and the fact that we're still have people that would vote for a fucking 34-time felon who stole top secret documents and got credibly convicted of rape and blah, 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 and 50 other fucking things that I could go on for 12 hours about.
And that's just talking about Vince McMahon.
No, that's just old shit.
I mean,
That's been
there's
done.
so many parallels between Trump and Vince. It's really, except
No wonder they're best friends.
Vince is like Trump, but he's smart.
They did it each other.
And Trump's a fucking idiot.
No diddies.
But they're both narcissistic fucking psychopaths. But anyway. So I thought, well, I could vent about that. But nah, nobody wants to hear it shit. Everybody's like, God damn, here we go again, right? I thought, well, I could vent about the shit going on in the Middle East. How it's a fucking mess and how we've got a fucking asshole, Netanyahu, who is trying to start World War III, doing his very best to do that. And I thought, nah, we're trying to have some fucking fun here. So why talk about World War III and Armageddon, right? So then I thought, why not vent about what is most important to all of us and this earth? It may not make it without it. Shitty wrestling.
Yeah.
Shitty fucking wrestling could be the end of mankind. As we know it. And unfortunately, we are being spoon-fed that shit by the mouthful right now by one fucking Tony Khan.
Yeah.
Are you saying shitty whiskey?
Wrestling?
Shitty wrestling.
Oh, I thought you said shitty whiskey. I was like, that didn't make sense.
No,
there's shitty whiskey too.
It's my headphones. But
no, the Tony Khan wrestling is a fucking joke.
Yeah.
And every time I try to watch Dynamite and I see that goddamn fucking Orange Cassidy come out, it makes me want to fucking throw shit.
Yeah.
I swear to God. This fucking clown weighs 118 pounds.
Christian Timu.
He's on a diet.
And he's
Timu.
double DDTing fucking people. I mean, come on, man.
With his hands
in his pockets.
And the other ones.
Rick Steiner would have wiped his ass with him.
Yes, he would have.
Yeah, dude.
Could you imagine Road Warrior Hawk with a fucking idiot that put his hands in his pockets? Yeah. He would have tied Orange into a pretzel and rode him down the fucking
He
aisle.
probably would have punched him in his face.
He would have
Yes.
probably.
He would have had one night in the business, had his ass half beat to death, and he'd have been sent home.
He
It'd
would have
been
picked
the
him
end of
up and used him as a toothpick.
Yeah, and we'd never have to suffer that shit again.
You got
but
60,
for some
60
reason,
seconds. 60 seconds.
it's still going on. You got the Young Bucks. You got all this fucking just Riho. Riho weighs 20 fucking pounds, and she's throwing around Nyla Rose, who's
Yep.
bigger than me and you both.
It makes no sense, Mike, the way that they just put stuff together with no purpose.
Nothing goes anywhere. The good wrestlers sit at home while we have to watch the horse shit. And I'm so disgusted by it, I can't even hardly watch it anymore. And please hire somebody that can fucking book that show.
Hey guys, we said we were going to do it. Let's all look at the screen one time together, and like it's a girlfriend that you haven't got to talk to in a while.
Oh, my baby.
We're blowing kisses. We're out.
Hey, crazy bitch, you look so good.